I was owning the entire pricing and promotions charter at Mitra. Anything related to pricing or promotions or discounts or coupons, it was a charter that I was over. The thing that you said, right, कि CEO से जाके लड़ना है, झगड़ना है. It's kind of a daily thing.
There are people who buy shirts, pants, कुछ कुर्ते हुए खरीद के ट्राई करके शादी में फंक्शन में जाके पहन के तीसरे दिन वापस कर दिया.
Yeah.
What goes behind Myntra?
The most important thing is to understand psychology. There are hosts जिन्होंने अपना पूरा फ्लीट ज़ूम कार में लगा के रखा है. 20 गाड़ी है उनका ज़ूम कार में, 25 गाड़ी है, 40 गाड़ी है. ज़ूम कार के थ्रू पूरा धंधा चला रहा है वो.
अच्छा.
Buy this dress and unlock 100 rupee off on these lipsticks. Beauty and personal care को promote करने की.
Oh yeah, amazing.
Client who comes and tells you that okay, I need a square shaped hathoda.
हाँ.
I need a triangle shaped hathoda. I need a rhombus shaped hathoda. हर किसी के जो लिए अलग अलग हथौड़ा थोड़ी बनाना है. My mentor at Myntra had told me, if it is nobody's job, it is the product manager's job. Critical thinking and structured thinking, if these two things are there in a human being, that person will be able to succeed as a product manager.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Making Sense. Another episode bringing you another personality over here. We have Supreet sir joining us. Hi Supreet sir.
Hey, hi everyone.
So Supreet sir here is a person who's bringing a lot of experience in specifically product management. And he has had amazing journey in multiple different companies like Myntra, currently he's in Zoomcar. He's grown up in the role of product management and he's now leading multiple product managers under him. So mainly we will cover all the aspects of how he's been in his journey. और बाकी बहुत सारे questions रहेंगे in and around of product management which I'm going to cover. So we'll start with some introduction with you.
Hey, so my entry into product management or this entire journey has not really been your usual product management journeys. I completed my engineering and then even though I had a job as a software engineer, I did not necessarily enjoy coding per se. So I was trying to figure out exactly what to do with my life. And MBA was not really an option that I really wanted to pursue at that point of time. क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग में चलता था कि कुछ काम नहीं किया तो मैनेज क्या कर लूंगा. So then I started talking to a bunch of folks, and if any one of you would remember, in 2012 there was this huge intellectual property lawsuit that was going on between Apple and Samsung in the US, where Samsung was being made to pay billions of dollars to Apple because of patent infringement in their smartphones.
Okay, कोई specific tech था?
Yeah, there was some specific tech that Apple had created. They had their own patents. Samsung had copied it. And then the US courts were asking Samsung to pay Apple billions and billions of dollars.
Okay.
And then I was thinking that, okay, lawyers are the ones who are figuring out who wins these cases. But lawyers are not supposed to know tech. At least in our country, lawyers do not really know tech. How are these guys doing it? Who are these guys actually? So then I went ahead and started researching the background of these lawyers. And then I started figuring out that, okay, most of these guys already have a master's or a PhD in computer science. And then they have done their JD, which is the US equivalent of LLB. Post which they have gone into patent work and intellectual property work. Because unless you know about the technology, how else are you going to figure out किसने infringe किया है क्या, technology का मतलब क्या है at the end of the day, right? So it started to look very interesting to me. And I started thinking that, okay, can I see myself in this kind of a role? So I spoke with a few people, and in 2012, it was not really common for me to be able to find out somebody who would be, able to tell me what this is actually all about. But still, I was very fortunate to find somebody who was actually a very good friend of mine, who was also thinking on similar directions. So then I thought that, okay, maybe I should also try and pursue a career in this line itself, because I would be able to stay deeply rooted to technology, but then I would not necessarily have to code. It would be an applied technology kind of a thing. So then I've understood that and observed that IIT Kharagpur has a law school, which is only for BTechs.
Okay.
And it specializes in giving you a legal education which focuses on intellectual property and primarily patents. So I wrote the entrance exam and I got through, and I did that for 3 years. So it's essentially a postgraduate program focusing on intellectual property rights and patents, which also gives you an LLB degree. So I did that, and then at the end of the program, I got placed in Tata's Innovation Labs. So I started doing that in Pune, was working very closely with a bunch of researchers and engineers for them to be able to figure out what is the next set of products that Tata Group has to make, so that they can sell their technology or sell their intellectual property as well.
Is this a kind of service kind of setup?
No, it's not a service setup at all.
So you're making products for
Yeah.
someone else?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily making products for somebody else. Two ways to look at it: making products and technologies which can potentially be sold to people,
Achha.
and also while doing it, you are creating intellectual property which can be licensed to other people.
Hmm.
So it's a very different setup other than your normal IT services kind of a thing. It is not that at all. It's a very separate entity altogether.
Okay.
So I started doing it. And then in the meantime, see what I was doing. I was looking at the intellectual property landscape. I was looking at the technology landscape to figure out what are the white spaces. Okay. And okay, what kind of white spaces are existing, let's say, in the field of healthcare. Let's say, just taking an example, in which you can build some intelligent solutions and potentially scale up those solutions and sell it to hospitals. And also maybe if you are able to get intellectual property protection out of it, sell it to other technology companies as well. This was the kind of thing that I was doing. And once you figure out that, okay, this is the white space that I really want to focus on, this makes sense both from a technology standpoint as well as from a business standpoint, I would be going ahead and making my products there. And later on, if the technology ends up in giving me some kind of an intellectual property protection, I would be able to create my own moat out of it.
Yeah. So it's काफी research driven product.
Completely.
पूरा role था.
Full-fledged research-driven product.
Okay.
I would primarily be working with, let's say, 80% researchers and 20% engineers. So that is how it was. So Tata Group has 9 such innovation labs all across the world.
Okay.
So then I started talking to one of my old friends that I had met at IIT Kharagpur during my course, and he was a product manager at Amazon. Okay.
Is that the first time you heard about the word?
No. I knew about product
You knew about
management. Yeah. I just did not know in details what it entailed.
What it?
मेरे को नहीं पता था उतना डिटेल में, बट मुझे पता था कि लोग बीटेक करते उसके बाद MBA करके
Product
प्रोडक्ट
management.
So back then it was not that common, but it was still becoming more and more prevalent. Like पहले MBA करो तो consulting में जाना है, finance में जाना है. Those were the quote unquote typical MBA jobs,
Correct.
right? But product management was becoming a bit more prominent as well.
Hmm.
So I got to know about it. And then he told me, यार तू जो कर रहा है उसके साथ मेरे जॉब का 30% similarity है. What I am trying to do is that I am trying to figure out some kind of a customer insight or a market insight or a business insight के मुझे क्या बनाना है. And then let's say I lead the entire execution side of it as well. And then finally we launch the product, right? And while talking to him, I realized that maybe I would be more interested in doing that. That 30% similarity जो था, anyway I liked doing it. But why not build products end to end and take ownership of the execution, as he explained it to me. So I started looking out for jobs in which I'd be able to do certain things which is similar. But as you can imagine, coming from that kind of a background to getting a product job was close to impossible back in the day. I started writing to a bunch of deep tech co-founders in India, although the number was not really high. But I started reaching out to deep tech founders because deep tech is where you also need intellectual property protection. You always need to protect your inventions via patents and things like that. For example, Ather has a huge intellectual property portfolio because they are actually building products, right? Hardcore products. So fortunately, I got in touch with one of the founders back in the day who were building deep tech solutions in healthcare. And they said that, okay, they are looking at somebody who would be able to, come to the organization and help build their intellectual property portfolio completely. But later on, get into products as well. Super niche. But I was very lucky that way, that he responded to me and he actually spoke with me at length. So they started the hiring process. After a few weeks, I guess, I went through the entire process and yeah, I was there. I was the 12th member in the company.
Oh, it was a small startup.
Yeah, very small startup. They had only raised 600K back then.
Still, 12 companies with 600K. Oh, they raised 600.
They had only raised 600K.
Okay.
It was a 12 member company. So the first day I joined, one of the co-founders told me, घर वालों को क्या बताया? घर वालों ने पूछा नहीं क्या कि कंपनी कल बंद हो जाएगी तो तू क्या करेगा? ऐसे सर मुझे पता ही नहीं है पैसा कितना रेस किया है क्योंकि मैंने पूछा भी नहीं था ये. दिमाग में बताया नहीं था. I wanted to do something like this. I got the opportunity and here I am. And I really like the vision of them. Obviously, they were trying to solve diagnostics as a whole and trying to make it a better place, essentially. And truly a product which would have societal impact.
Okay.
So yeah, I started doing that. First 2-3 months, I only did intellectual property work there. But then they said that, okay, I think the company is going in the right direction. We need our first product hire. So I was there. They were like, "Tu kar sakta hai. There is only one condition. You have to do both."
Okay.
So I was like, okay, what does it mean to do both? He said, कुछ नहीं. Monday to Sunday every day करना पड़ेगा. सुबह 10 to 10 to 10 essentially. And I did that for 2.5-3 years. Thoroughly loved every second of it. Met some incredible people there. And I am great friends with quite a few of them right now. And that is what startups are, right? You make connections which you actually cannot do at larger workplaces. So I did that. And then in 2019, when the time came for me to look for a different opportunity, I thought that product made more sense, because over the course of my 3 years there, I started doing more and more product rather than patents or intellectual property, because I'd hired somebody to look into that aspect more than what I was doing. I was mostly overseeing the things. So it was kind of a 70-30 kind of a situation. So percentage wise. But yeah, when time came for me to look for a job, I started looking for a job and got into a product manager role at Myntra in 2019. And spent almost 3 years there. I would say 3 best years of building products so far in my career. Because the company as a whole, the culture of building products was really amazing. The kind of support that I got from my peers and the kind of mentorship that I got from a bunch of people, including but not limited to my managers there, was something that I will forever be grateful about. So yeah, did that for about almost 3 years. And then Myntra's ex-CEO, the CEO who was there during our time, Amar, he was starting off his own fashion venture called Virgio. And I was asked to see if I would be interested in joining him. Did that again for about 1.5 years. Was again a part of the founding team, first 10 people. The organization wanted to pivot, and rather than focusing on tech, tech-focused solutions, they wanted to first figure out what kind of clothing line would work for them. It was not really giving us the kind of results that we thought that it would give us in the first 1.5 years. So I told them that it is something that I will not be able to contribute a lot to at this point of time, maybe sometime in future as well. So yeah, since then I've been at Zoomcar. Zoomcar right now, if you guys are not aware, it has become a completely two-sided marketplace kind of a model. So even though the company has existed for almost 11-12 years now, this new model of Zoomcar, which is a two-sided marketplace model like that of Airbnb, it has only existed like for 2 to 2.5 years. So it is like a completely two-sided marketplace model where you go and list your cars as a host, and somebody who wants to take your car as a self-driven car can get cars from whatever cars are listed as a guest, like the Airbnb model, host and guest. So I'm leading the entire host side product charter at Zoomcar right now, and it's been about 9 months. Interesting and challenging times for sure, because this kind of a company, this kind of a hosting culture when it comes to cars does not exist in India so far. Airbnb is very different, right? Primarily because the company is quite old. They have properly established themselves into what their value proposition is. Plus, the biggest difference between Airbnb and Zoomcar is that Airbnb में आपका asset move नहीं हो रहा है. घर है, घर वहीं पे रहेगा.
Correct.
4 लोग आके रहेंगे. यहाँ पे asset move हो रहा है.
Asset move हो रहा है.
So, building this kind of a company in a quote-unquote low-trust ecosystem like India is a challenge. Can it be done? Absolutely yes. Just trying our best to make sure we can reach wherever we want to reach
in time.
In time, yes. Yeah. That's mostly been my journey.
Correct. So that's like a whole journey that you've gone through in multiple different sectors. आपने startup में भी काम किया है, बड़ी companies में भी काम किया है, बड़ी companies जो startup थी उस space में भी काम किया है.
Correct.
So and across the whole experience, you have jumped multiple stages of PMing.
Yeah.
Right. So you must have been an individual contributor as a PM. You must have managed a set of team of engineers and developers and designers. Yeah. Sometimes even PMs under you, sometimes even more senior PMs under you.
Yeah.
Right. so I am a PM. ठीक है?
Yeah, sure.
मैं actually अभी मैंने 2-3 साल पहले करियर अपना स्टार्ट किया है, right? So according to me, head of product is right. जितना मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है, चार्टर्स हो सकते हैं मल्टीपल, PMs आर दी इवेंचुअल ओनर्स, बट हेड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट इज मेनली फॉर अस कि जो CEO से जाके लड़के हमारे आइडियाज था वो पुश अप करेगा. तो ये तो एक चीज है, बट दैट कम्स फ्रॉम अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस एज वेल, राइट? So I find this role as a very responsible role, right? Ki you will be held responsible if anything screws up in the product eventually,
Correct.
right? So you need to have some kind of experience ki bhai ye decision, this might turn into that, this might not turn into what you're expecting it
Yeah.
to. What does your day-to-day life look like as a HOB, or is this the kind of world that you live in, or yeah alag experience reh chuke? What does your day look like?
No, yes, that is the kind of world that I live in today to a large extent. The thing that you said, right, कि CEO से जाके लड़ना है, झगड़ना है, it's kind of a daily thing, to be very honest. But it's a good thing, because at the end of the day, I'll tell you something. The more you move up the ladder, the more important communication becomes for you. Yes, for a product manager, from the very first day itself, without communication, you simply cannot succeed.
Correct. Yeah.
So I have been taught and mentored in a way that ओवर कम्युनिकेट जितना हो सके करो, अंडर कम्युनिकेट कभी ना करने का. सो मल्टीपल टाइम्स इफ यू हैव टू कम्युनिकेट द सेम थिंग टू द सेम पीपल ऑल्सो, मे बी इन डिफरेंट वेज, प्लीज डू इट, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे what is a product manager's output? Just think about it, right? Developers code, designers give your Figma files. Product manager's output is your thought process.
Right.
If you cannot really communicate that thought process in a very cohesive / responsible / persuasive way, you can't succeed. Simple as that. So yes, do I have to talk to a bunch of people on a daily basis? Yes. Do I talk to my CEO on a daily basis? Yes. And it is challenging for sure, because when half or maybe more than half of your job becomes stakeholder management and managing up, it comes with its own set of challenges, because managing down is a very separate ball game. I have people who are working with me on a day in day out basis. The kind of thing that I speak with them is very different. The kind of tonality with which I have to speak with them rather is very different. And I, to a large extent, want to believe, and I think I do it, I'm a hands-off kind of a manager. I see myself more as a consultant or let's say as a mentor of yours, rather than, getting knee deep into the products that my team is working on. I don't think it makes sense, to be very honest. Sometimes when it's a very crunch kind of a situation, yes, of course, I would get into a room with you, thrash out the details if necessary. I would do that. It is my responsibility to do so. But other than that, I believe in, remaining hands-off, because if you are not giving autonomy to product managers cannot do what they can do. Simple. And does that autonomy mean they are going to fail sometimes? Absolutely, yes. But that also means that next time they are not going to make the same mistake. But
what if your company doesn't have bandwidth to make such mistakes? Let's say I've been a part of a very high growth startup.
Yeah.
Right, in a B2B sector.
Yeah.
जहाँ पे आपको customers आ रहे हैं, भर के features मांग रहे हैं आपसे.
Yeah, sure.
Right, and you can't make revenue unless that person, that company doesn't renew your contract.
Yep.
So there's no, okay, एक point है जहाँ पे आप freebies बांट रहे हो लोगों को, right? चल रहा है, लेकिन एक point आता है when you're expanding, you are taking, you have investors money on your pocket, so you need to succeed. Multiple failures which are directly being worked under by a PM.
Yeah.
Isn't that get scary?
No, fair enough. It is scary, I would say so. There are nuances to what you just said. Let's say certain clients have come and told you कि मुझे ये चाहिए. I want this in my product. Now, let me give you an analogy here. Okay. Let's say client once and comes and tells you, I need a triangle shaped hathoda.
Triangle shaped hathoda. Okay.
This is my requirement.
Okay.
A client 2 comes and tells you that, okay, I need a square shaped hathoda. Client 3 comes and tells you that, okay, I need a rhombus shaped hathoda. हर किसी के लिए अलग अलग हथौड़ा थोड़ी बनाना है. What is your product manager's job? Product manager's job is to be able to abstract.
हथौड़ा चाहिए.
abstract out the problem statement and figure out what is the solution that I can do
Correct.
which solve a majority of my use cases. Goal hathoda banao na. See, this is where freedom and autonomy comes into the play. Will that decision to make a goal hathoda work 100% of the times? I don't know. Hathoda wala example is very primitive, so yes, it would work.
Yeah.
But in many cases, it might not work. But it will work for 90% of the times. So that is the level of, clarity that a product manager, even if it's an APM, okay, needs to have to be able to grow. And if you are not able to grow the product manager, your company will not grow. Because product manager's job is to take the right decisions for the company at the right time, right? कुछ decision मुझे लेना था 1 साल पहले, उसके बाद अभी मेरे पास सब डेटा क्लियर है, अभी मैं ले रहा हूँ ये डिसीजन, ओ नो अभी ये करना चाहिए. You are late to the party, right? In that case, if the PM does not have the freedom to take the right kind of calls, whether it's on a what to make on the product level or rather sometimes going deep into the execution level. Let's say sometimes it happens, right, Shivam, that okay, let's say you are having a conversation with your engineering manager or your tech lead. They are trying to take some kind of an engineering architecture level decision, which on the onset will not really look like something big. But if the product has to become big tomorrow, then that architecture decision that you are taking right now can become pivotal in your journey. If you have that kind of a sense or a hunch that, okay, what should this product look like tomorrow, then you will be able to help them. That is where your sense, your judgment, your freedom comes into the play. And I'm sure you have seen it, especially in B2B startups, that you are making a product which is not supposed to scale.
Yeah.
छोटा ही रहेगा वो product. Your developer or your tech lead or your architect would come and tell you, वो इसको ऐसे बनाते हैं. Because they are always thinking of scalability. They are always thinking of ये product में कल आज 500 RPM आ रहे हैं request, कल 5 लाख RPM आएगा तो कैसे होगा? Maybe you do not need it. That level of freedom, that level of autonomy has to be given to the product manager. And how will it come? See, it cannot come कि ओ मैं जाके अपने manager से पूछ लिया, ओ ये product कल बड़ा होगा क्या? Doesn't make sense, right?
So how does that work then?
You need to have the context. The manager of product managers are enablers. Sometimes I know that, okay, radical transparency is not something which is okay, which is good. But I have always believed and I have always seen that above average level of transparency from your manager, from your PM managers, always have been helpful for me. Because if I know what the company is trying to do in a certain direction, I would be able to break it down into, let's say, 10 products. But if I just know, okay, ये product बना दो आज, business से आया है, let's say client से आया है, something of that sort, क्योंकि अगले 6 महीने के लिए ये ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. But does it even, fit in the larger scheme of the company? If I am not aware of it, if I am not having that kind of a conversation with my manager, or rather, if my manager is not having that kind of a conversation with me proactively, it is imperative that I'm going to make wrong decisions.
Got it. So as a culture, what you are proposing is कि as a HOP,
yep,
you would rather make the discussion of the whole vision of the company
yes,
happen more,
yes,
right? Rather than nitpicking कि तुमने ये जो ये feature बनाया है इसमें ये problem आ सकती है, वो problem है. They can learn it over time.
See, दूसरा वाला जो point है ना शिवा, ये तुमने ये जो product बनाया इसमें ये problem आ सकता है, नहीं आ सकता है. देखो, to some extent तुमको करना ही है. Because you are going to have product review meetings anyway. If you have thought of the feature, if you have thought of the UX, you are going to have to go and present it to people, right? Because that gives you feedback. That gives you a direction of, okay, मैं सही तरीके से सोच रहा हूँ कि नहीं सोच रहा. Absolutely, that has to happen. That is the bare minimum.
Yeah.
My problem is that, and I have heard this from a bunch of folks in the industry, product discussions इतना ही होता है.
Yeah. You mean बस मतलब feature को सही बना रहे हो?
मतलब feature सही बना रहे हो कि नहीं? फीचर में कौन सा मेट्रिक जरूरी है, ये फीचर से क्या हो जाएगा मेरा, अरे ये तो करना ही है ना. विदाउट दिस देयर इज नो प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस. बट knowing the why behind the feature, why this feature is important in the first place, is this feature important for me or for the organization today, or is this feature going to be important for me 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, from an organizational direction point of view, from a product strategy point of view, largely If these things cannot be done, product managers will not have the foresight. Without foresight, what kind of brilliant product management will you be able to do it in the first place? You won't be able to do it. Simple as that. I'll give you one example.
Okay.
When I was at Myntra, so Lalita was our CPO. Okay. And she's at Google right now.
Okay.
Lalita came and told the entire product org, 3 साल का, अगले 3 साल का प्रोडक्ट विजन चाहिए कंपनी को.
Okay.
We were thinking कि कैसे बना दे, कंपनी का विजन नहीं पता अगले 3 साल का. Yes, we on a very high level we do know. Of course we know. But is it, concrete or structured in a way कि Myntra अगले 3 साल में यहाँ पे पहुंचना चाहता है? No, we did not know it. Simple as that. Could we have had a conversation with the product leadership or the company leadership on those lines? Absolutely yes. But I was very happy after I realized, after having a conversation with a manager, then it is good that I don't.
You don't know that.
Yes. And I'll tell you why. It is counterintuitive, but I'll tell you why. We were shared a larger vision of Myntra's long-term vision. Okay, that okay, Myntra यहाँ पे पहुंचना चाहता है. We knew it, but how are we going to reach there? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? ये वाला breakdown नहीं था. Maybe the leadership had that discussion. I'm pretty sure they had that discussion.
Okay.
Of course they did, because they are trying to chart out the next 5 years, right? They are trying to chart out के revenue कैसे बढ़ाना है, profitability कैसे बढ़ाना है, growth कैसे करना है, Tier 3 cities में grow करना है, Tier 1 में और ज़्यादा grow करना है. Of course they did those conversations. It was not shared with us. And during my discussions with my manager as well as with my skip level manager, I was made to realize it is good that I don't know it, because if I know it, I'll become tunnel vision. मैं उसी डायरेक्शन में सोचूंगा जो लीडरशिप ऑलरेडी सोच चुका है. Right? What if based on my last, let's say 12 to 15 months kind of a experience at Myntra, I can actually chart out the vision of where my product has to go in the next 3 years so that the company grows. So sometimes top down is important, and as I was telling you right now, that okay, ऊपर से पता होना चाहिए कि company क्या करना चाह रहा है and all of that. Sometimes bottoms up is also great. So it is a combination of that, which makes a great product org.
Yeah.
What it helped us in doing during this Myntra exercise that I was telling you, all of us, I think it was around 60 odd PMs, I guess, in the company. All of us had to build out the next 3 years of product vision for our product charters. And that kind of like a product crowdsourcing, right? Okay, what are the best ideas or what are the best directions that the company can do, because of which, let's say, some kind of exponential growth can happen. And we did propose, not only we, a bunch of us proposed ideas that were never discussed internally before that.
These were other set of product managers in the team as well.
I mean, everybody, like, it's a 60-member process.
Was democratized to everyone.
This was democratized to everyone. Everybody has their own product charter. Everybody has been asked to figure out what the product should look like. Their product, their charter should look like 3 years down the line, the overall product strategy.
Okay.
So when you do this for everyone, first of all, it makes you think in a way which you have never thought of.
Correct.
It makes you think exponentially rather than, छोटा-छोटा growth करूंगा, linear growth के लिए तुम नहीं सोचते हो, जब तुम्हारे पास खुला मैदान है 3 साल के बारे में सोचने का, right? And then certain parts or quite a few of those suggestions were taken into account when we did the next year roadmap planning, and it influenced companies' larger strategy, because that is why you are there in the first place, right? You are trying to influence the company by taking the best possible decision at the best possible time. This is what you do it. So that balance of telling the product manager that okay, this is what the company is trying to do, and also giving the product manager some kind of a free space that okay, if you had to do it, what would you do? Getting that balance is very difficult, and I'll tell you it is difficult. Of course it is difficult, but I think great product companies do it.
Yeah, from my experience, आपने तो इसका बोला कि कि the vision at least has to come
larger vision.
Okay, maybe larger. लेकिन I've worked in a space where even the features come top down.
Yeah, sure.
कि मुझे ऐसा ही feature चाहिए, यही बनाओ, right? And in that, I think I had a even conversation with you that as an APM I'm working on this.
Yeah.
तो आपने तब बोला था कि ये तो सिर्फ execution कर रहे हो, तुमको जो बता रहे हैं वो करना है. You're not thinking about a larger picture. What does the product need to be? How does and this impacts a company. I've seen that.
Yeah.
But how disastrous it can become.
Again, very nuanced answer.
Okay.
Okay. If you are only working as a feature factory PM, कि मुझे ये feature चाहिए, and this is how this feature is supposed to look like, the company style still might grow if the suggestions are brilliant. If the person who is giving you these feature requests, or rather telling you, okay, this is what needs to be made, if that person is right, brilliant, you grow. Do you grow as a PM? No. Then you are only executing. You are not able to think on a strategic level. You are not able to connect the dots on a high level. You are not able to zoom out of the problem statement and see कि oh मैं ये बना रहा हूँ because this is what it impacts. Because connecting the dots is one of the biggest skill sets that you will have to develop as a PM as you grow over time in an organization. Because that is what, growth as a product manager means. What do you do? As an APM, let's say you're looking at execution. As a PM, you have certain ownership of certain decisions. As an SPM, तुम्हारा charter थोड़ा बड़ा हो गया. Then let's say you become a GPM or an AD. Your charter is bigger, but then you are able to make more decisions. You are potentially also able to influence your other orgs in the company. As a director, you are able to influence your own org's complete decision making as well as leadership, as well as certain other allied org or things like that. You are able to have a very good influence on how the company should be doing going forward, what kind of things that you should be focusing on. And then you go to senior director, VP and CPOs and CEOs, things like that. Your gamut of decision making keeps growing. The execution level details are taken care of by somebody else because of course they are there. You are just there to be able to, help people connect the dots, take the right kind of strategic decisions. And I'll tell you what strategy actually means because there is a lot of definitions of it. I have a very different definition of strategy. It's my own definition. It has come from my experiences. What do you think it is?
मेरे हिसाब से, so from my own experience, जैसे the place that I've worked at, B2B segment में, so this the CEO will hire a person.
Sure.
ठीक है कि यार हमको let's say EMEA region में grow करना है.
Okay.
कि हमारा product है वहाँ पे लोग use करें, right? तो क्योंकि वहाँ से revenue ज़्यादा बढ़ेगा, तो they hire a specific person and this person's job is कि मेरे को market वहाँ पे ऐसे grow करना है, basically marketing के लिए.
Sure.
To let people know that this is some kind of product that exists here, and see like get more conversions in that region.
Yeah.
So the process of doing that is strategizing. That's what I know. Okay.
Sure. I have a question for you. Did that step involve a trade-off? Like you said that EMEA region में grow करना है. Does that mean कि दूसरे region में grow नहीं करना है?
May or may not be. मतलब
in my experience, what I have seen, anything that does not involve a trade-off is not a strategy.
तो आप बोल रहे हैं जैसे EMEA में अगर मैंने डिसाइड किया कि ग्रो करना है, so that comes up with a trade-off कि मे बी मैं APAC में ग्रो नहीं
करूंगा मैं,
पहले मैं EMEA target
sure, because in this kind of situation, let's say you have a marketing team, right? Your marketing team has, let's say, hypothetically 10 people.
Okay.
If you are focusing on the EMEA region, 10 में से 7 लोगों को तुम लगा दोगे शायद उसको करने के लिए. If that happens, by default, you will not be growing in the other regions.
Okay.
Right?
Correct.
So you are trading off your growth in APAC to be able to grow in EMEA. It is a strategy because I do not know what the end goal was thought through. Maybe growth in EMEA region would give you more money. Maybe, हो सकता है. That does not mean APAC में पैसा नहीं है. Obviously, APAC में भी पैसा है. But there might be some other regions also जो तुम्हारे लीडरशिप ने सोचा होगा, right?
Maybe कि वहाँ पे उसका प्रोडक्ट का भी उतना जरूरत नहीं है, या
उतना जरूरत नहीं है,
लोग एजुकेटेड नहीं है.
Yes, and it can be anything. So मुझे ग्रो करना है is not a strategy. I have read quite a lot of strategy documents in companies. Oh, I want to grow 2x in the next company, next year. Sorry, सबको करना है ना 2x growth. 3x growth करना है. मेरे को टायर 3 में भी लेके जाना है. क्यों नहीं लेके जाना है? सबको लेके जाना है टायर 3 में.
What decisions you take on that road?
These are goals.
Good, yeah.
One good example that I can think of when it comes to strategy, which finally translated to product strategy as well in umpteen different ways. At Myntra, we decided to scale our beauty and personal care charter.
Nykaa types.
Nykaa types नहीं, Nykaa के साथ compete करने के लिए.
अच्छा. Nykaa Tira वो वाला segment पूरा.
हाँ, Tira तो did not even exist back in the day.
Yeah.
I am talking about 2020 and 2021 beginning,
Okay.
when Nykaa actually became a behemoth on its own.
Pretty big, yeah.
Yes, became pretty big. And Myntra mein, even though beauty and personal care as a charter was present, it was nothing. So we thought that, okay, our presence is already there in the market. The kind of people Nykaa is actually getting the money from, highly likely they have the Myntra app installed on their phones.
Very likely.
Very highly likely, right? We should be able to grow this charter. What does it mean? It means you will not be able to do something else.
Correct.
Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, if beauty and personal care was 10% of Myntra's revenue back then, it wasn't, but I'm just telling you, if it was 10% and you want to grow it to, let's say, 20%, 30%, 40%, बाकी चीज तुम नहीं कर पाओगे जिसके लिए एपरल का रेवेन्यू ग्रो होगा. Because at the end of the day, number of people are limited. You just cannot keep hiring people all the time. It doesn't work like that. तुमने अगर लोग ज्यादा हायर कर भी लिया, let's say 50 लोगों को हायर कर लिया आप, they can also work on products or business features or business initiatives rather, which will grow the apparel charter. But we chose not to do it. Choosing not to do something is a strategy. It is not intuitive at all. It tells you that I am doing this step by not doing something else because of reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Got it.
Drilling it down to product management decisions on a day-to-day basis, when you are trying to think of a feature, when you are trying to think of a way a feature gets implemented, you choose to do it in a certain way. You choose not to do it in n number of different ways.
Correct.
That is strategy at play. That is super important. You do it at a feature level today, you do it at a charter level tomorrow, you do it at an organization level day after tomorrow. That is how you grow. And that is where it becomes very important for any product managers to be closely related to the problem statement rather than any kind of solution that they've been able to think through.
Right.
And I have seen this too many times, and I'm pretty sure I have also made this mistake quite a few times. Okay, we fall in love with the solution that we have thought of.
Yeah.
Product manager का काम ही नहीं है to fall in love with the solution. Product manager का काम ही नहीं है to get the solution that they have thought of get implemented. Product manager का काम है to get the best solution implemented. That best solution can come from the CEO or from an SD1
Any stakeholders.
or from any QA also or any other guy that you speak with. Obviously from customers, it obviously comes from time to time. Your job is to ensure that the best possible solution of a particular problem statement gets implemented and executed in the right way in the smallest amount of time. यही काम है ना.
Correct.
If you fall in love with a very particular solution, ये नहीं होगा. Because तुमको हमेशा लगेगा कि ओ मैंने ये सोचा ये मुझे करवाना है. That is kind of a recipe of disaster. And if most product managers are doing it in most times within an organization,
Then the
product team as a
eventually
whole
gets-
will fail. The organization will suffer. It will obviously happen to certain extent with everyone because all of us are human beings.
Yeah.
But it has to be inculcated as a practice in our heads कि ये मैं ना करूं. And while talking to people, always give them more context than you think that they need. एक तुम डेवलपर से बात कर रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं बोलना है कि ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है यही बनाना है. Have those, pre-solution discussions with the developer because they are the ones who are implementing these things. They have a bunch of context. तुम उससे जाके बात करो, ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है, याद है मैंने बात किया था तुम्हारे साथ, वो बोलेगा हाँ याद है.
Correct.
You think of के इसका solution I am thinking on these lines. What do you think? And these are the 2-3 other things which I have also come to know from other people जिसके डायरेक्शन में मैं solution बना सकता हूँ. But I am not doing it because of reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trade-offs. At the end of the day, everything has a pro and con.
Correct.
Trade-off करना है. Trade-off करना ही काम है ना product manager का.
Yeah.
It feels horrible, but यही तुम्हारा काम है. तो उससे जाके बात करो. Take his inputs. And always, when you are thinking of a strategy of a feature कि भाई कैसे इसको implement करो. Even before you talk to the larger team, the core set of people should already be aware of what you are trying to build. Confidence आता है उससे. Over communicate जो हमने पहले बात किया था ना, over communicate ऐसे होता है. You already gain the trust of people. So then when they are doing something, they feel closer to the problem statement.
Yeah.
Making developers close to the problem statement is one of the core KPIs of a product manager.
Okay.
तुमने अगर उनको इन्वॉल्व नहीं कर पाया ना तुमने, तो you are not simply involving him as a, how do I say it, as an owner. You are just involving him or her as an executor. नहीं करना है. So
Equal ownership आनी
it
चाहिए.
has to be equal ownership, right? Because else it simply won't.
You'll spend as a developer 6 महीने तुम भी लगाओगे बनाने में.
Correct.
You need to know कि ये जो flow में बना रहा हूँ ये actually use होगा कि नहीं.
Yeah.
Me as a person, like Zoom car में तो developers can dog food their own food.
Yeah.
Dog food their own product.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? क्योंकि वो भी जाएंगे कभी ना कभी किसी weekend पे जा रहे हैं.
Correct.
You know, if this is what I'm building,
Yeah.
is it something that I'm going to use or not?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So, so आप basically you operate in a space where you enable or you operate in a space where you enable an environment for these open conversation and let them
Yes.
grow their own strategizing skills.
You can say so in a way. In a way, yes. It cannot be free reign all the time. Because then the probability of it making mistakes increases.
Correct.
If it is a very open kind of a problem statement, obviously it has to be free reign. But in a lot of cases, we know that, right? In 80% of the cases, it is not an open space. You know, mota ki kya karna hai. In that case, in a bunch of implementation level leaders, let them take the decisions because that is how you scale yourself.
Correct.
If you have to take all the small decisions by yourself, you will not be able to scale yourself. तुमको सिर्फ हमेशा nth level, execution level, detail में ही घुसा रहना पड़ेगा. If you already are enabling your developers to take certain decisions on their own and you already have confidence on them, you can think of 5 different problem statements at that time.
Exactly.
Rather than कि वो इसका QA में UAT में test case क्या होगा. करो वो, but you just cannot be doing that. You cannot be entrenched into execution all the time. Sometimes yes, you will have to do that obviously, but not all the time.
Yeah. I see this conversation when we started, I asked you ki, what's your day-to-day tasks as an HOP, but you went too much in depth of ki, it's actually about, making the best product team that you can.
Correct.
Right? और आपने इतनी सारी बात की कि each and every product managers के, what is their primary responsibility, right? Owning a product.
Yeah.
Keeping people involved, over communicating. So that's where I was coming to. तो होता क्या है? In my own personal experience, I had worked in startups, I have worked in big companies जहाँ पे established product culture है. तो वो भी एक ट्रेड ऑफ हो जाता है. तो छोटी कंपनी में आप जाओगे तो वहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा क्लोज लूप है. CEO है वही आपको प्रोडक्ट का बता रहा है कि भाई ये कर, है ना, ये नहीं करोगे तो हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं आएगा.
Correct.
बड़ी कंपनी में हो तो आपको कुछ पावर ही नहीं कुछ बोलने की. आप अपनी PRD लिखते जाओ, कोई ना कोई रिव्यू करके हटाते जाएगा उसको. Right. So how does a person as a PM navigate into this is the culture where I want to, how क्योंकि जब वो बाहर रहेगा उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के, how does he know कि this kind of culture exists or Supreet kind of manager exists in that organization?
No, sure. No, obviously you cannot know what kind of managers exist in that organization. Of course you can't know that. But one thing that I most definitely want people to know is that product management in smaller startups versus product management in mid-level companies versus product management in Microsoft, Amazon level companies are very different. They are just called product management. They are not the same jobs.
Okay.
So that I'm pretty sure of. And I have not worked at a Microsoft scale of a company, but I have enough close friends there from whom I get to know कि काम कैसे होता है. See, startup में ना, if you want absolute rapid growth and if you want end-to-end ownership and at the expense of not being able to take certain decisions on your own के क्योंकि CEO बताएगा, at the end of the day छोटे startups में CEO ही CPO होता है, head of product होता है, and that is normal. It's a brilliant place to be. That is how I learned my product management in the very initial days of my career. I cannot remember a day when I was at Siktable when I did not speak with my CEO. I simply cannot remember one day. And it is normal. Sometimes it becomes daunting. Sometimes it becomes कि यार मेरे से expectation बहुत ज़्यादा है. Maybe I will not be able to live up to those expectations. And that's okay to feel that. Because CEO has all the skin in the game. It is supposed to be that way. The founder or the CEO, nobody cares about the company or the product more than he does or she does. You obviously care, but the level of skin in the game is different.
Correct.
So startups में जो होता है ना, you learn to care. Of course, you have to care to at a certain level. Otherwise, I don't think you can even become a good product manager by not giving a shit. You have to care. Product management is not a transactional career path. कि ये 4 चीज करना था, ये 4 चीज कर दिया, टिक मार्क हो गया, काम हो गया मेरा.
Okay.
There are a lot of job profiles like that. Product management is not that. Product manager का काम है ship करना ना. Do every possible thing to ship the product. Right? There, if you are not caring enough, if you do not have that, quote unquote agency from your mind, कि I have to do every possible thing to ensure that ये product ship हो, सही तरीके से ship हो, obviously. कैसे कर लोगे? नहीं करो. So you learn to care more at early stage startups by working closely with these kind of people. And given that you also form a relationship with these people, it helps you a lot in being able to see the broader picture. जैसे बड़े companies का problem statement अभी when you just said शिवम के समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है क्या करना है, because company किसी plane में है, मैं किसी अलग ही plane में हूँ. Startups में first of all तुमको समझ में आता है कि क्या करना है, even though बोला जा रहा है कि यही करना है, but you know the reason, right? And then you have the ownership to do it however you want to do it, right? On an execution level, obviously there'll be a certain level of micromanagement. We know that. It is not there in all startups, but छोटे startups में given that the freedom to fail is hardly there, micromanagement रहता है. And I'll tell you something, even though I do not do micromanagement, I do not prefer doing it, I do not think micromanagement is wrong. I don't think so, it is wrong at all. Micromanagement is not wrong. Being a hands-off kind of a role, in a mentorship kind of a role is not wrong. उसका बीच में जो है ना, कुछ लोग बीच में रह जाते हैं, वो गलत है. एक्सपेक्टेशन सेट करो ना, दिस इज हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू वर्क विद दिस पर्सन.
तो या तो पूरा माइक्रो मैनेज करो,
हाँ, नहीं तो बाहर रहो. Stay hands off. Become a consultant or a mentor of that person or that team. वो बीच में कभी कभी तूने माइक्रो मैनेज कर दिया, लोग एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे कि ये आदमी मेरे को जो आगे बताएगा मुझे वही करना है, and then you are not really doing that. It screws up the entire ecosystem or the entire culture of the company. Do anyone. There will be situations in a company where one person is going to micromanage a certain feature, a certain initiative, but that person, let's say, usually not that. It happens, and this happened during my time at Myntra as well, when a director of engineering became an engineering manager for a critical product. He knew it was necessary. It was my product.
क्या चार्टर था, बताओगे आप थोड़ा?
So I was owning the entire pricing and promotion starter at Myntra.
What
discounting, couponing, automated pricing, everything that you see, anything related to pricing or promotions or discounts or coupons, it was a charter that I was over.
कि किस यूजर को कैसा कूपन देखना चाहिए,
the overall coupon experience, the intelligence around कौन सी यूजर को कितना डिस्काउंट देना है, the entire intelligence pieces around it, and every possible thing.
Got it.
Combo offer construct, bundle offer construct, free gift construct, and all of it that you can think of. Okay. Which is like a core of any e-commerce business. उसमें as a part of that beauty and personal care thing that I was telling you, we had thought of a very new type of a promotional construct. जहाँ पे see, what do you see in promotional construct? You see के buy one for 10%, buy two for 20%. ये दिखता है ऑफलाइन स्टोर्स में भी दिखता है.
करेक्ट.
buy 2 items at 500 rupees, buy 3 items at 800 rupees. These are bundle offers, combo offers. But usually what you see is all these items are a part of one catalog. ये 50 items है, इनमें से 2 ले लो 500 रुपए में, 3 ले लो 600 रुपए में, 800 रुपए पे. हमने कुछ अलग ही सोचा था ब्यूटी एंड पर्सनल केयर को प्रमोट करने के लिए, बिकॉज मिंत्रा में लोग कपड़ा खरीदने के लिए तो ऐसे ही आते हैं, टॉप्स, टी शर्ट, जीन्स, ऐसे ही बिकता है. यू डोंट रियली हैव टू डू एनीथिंग टू कन्विंस द पर्सन दैट ओके मिंत्रा से ये लोग आते हैं खरीदने के लिए. सो द एंटायर यूजर जर्नी ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट होम पेज में आया, वहां से कुछ सर्च किया या फिर कोई पैनल में क्लिक किया, फ्रॉम देयर दे गो टू अ लिस्ट पेज, देन दे गो टू द प्रोडक्ट पेज, देन दे ऐड द प्रोडक्ट टू द कार्ट, टू एंड फ्रो बीच का ये चलता रहता है, नॉर्मल है. we wanted to include beauty and personal care in these core user journeys.
In the whole journey.
Not in the whole journey, in some of the critical user journeys. होम पेज में ब्यूटी एंड पर्सनल केयर के बैनर में लगा रहा हूँ, बट लोग क्लिक ही नहीं कर रहा है बिकॉज उनके दिमाग में they are not able to look at Myntra as a beauty and personal care segment. It's a perception issue.
Perception.
But the issue is, मैं अगर सारा का सारा बैनर ब्यूटी और पर्सनल केयर लगा लिया, apparel नहीं बिकेगा ना मेरा.
Correct.
Real estate तो limited है. So what we thought of doing is to introduce beauty and personal care segments in a slightly incentivized form.
Okay.
In the core product journeys. Let's say you have gone to a product page of a dress. I am showing you in the real estate below where the discounting and all of those details are there. Buy this dress and unlock 100 rupee off on these lipsticks.
Oh yeah, amazing.
So now you are coming up with a promotional construct or a discounting construct which has got two different catalogs. अभी तक हम बात कर रहे थे कि सारा का सारा डिस्काउंट कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट एक ही कैटलॉग में चलता है, यहाँ पे अलग हो गया. This required a huge rearc of our systems. Systems were not built that way. Experiences were not built that way. The kind of approvals that we had to take from the seller communities, because at the end of the day, Myntra is not selling, sellers are selling. Right? The entire approval mechanisms were not built that way. So we had to do a bunch of rearc, and it was earmarked, this initiative or feature was earmarked as one of the core features that would help Myntra scale beauty and personal care as a segment. इसके लिए हमारे जो डायरेक्टर ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग थे वो बोले नॉर्मल टीम जो कर रहा है करने दो, मैं बनूंगा इसका ईएम.
ओके.
4 लोग 5 लोगों को लेके आए, एक क्यूए को लेके आए, नॉर्मल टीम से निकाला गया उन लोगों को, और प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर तो मैं था. There were a few other product managers as well, but I was mostly owning this.
Yeah.
And so this is ownership. This is being able to take a decision which is not intuitive. हम बोल सकते थे ना इसको नॉर्मल चलने दो, मैं नॉर्मल चलने नहीं दिया. To be able to ship it. Did that require micromanagement from him? It did, because people looked at him as a director. But for this project, he was an engineering manager. Just like other engineering managers. Obviously, he had to do micromanage. But then once this project was done, he was back to being a director. Obviously, he was also being a director during the time this project was going. For the other set of tasks and initiatives of features. But yeah, so the expectation was set very clearly. I am going to do this in this way. इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, you can change your mode of working, but तुम बीच में नहीं रह सकते कि मैं माइक्रो मैनेज भी नहीं करूंगा और मैं हैंड्स ऑफ भी नहीं रहूंगा. Somewhere in between it doesn't work. So coming back to the discussion that we were having, in startups, you will have that kind of micromanagement kind of system, and that's okay. Learn to live with it because there is a lot to learn from that person. बड़े कंपनीज में the thing that we also discuss, right, कि पता ही नहीं चल रहा है कैसे क्या करना है. I do not know what is happening. That is where I think the role of product leaders becomes so critical. कि लोगों को समझाओ, मैं अगर कुछ कर रहा हूं और टीम को अगर कुछ करने के लिए बोला गया है, why in the world are you telling you to do this? If they are able to connect the dots, no, बड़े कंपनीज में बहुत अच्छा काम होता है, इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट बड़े कंपनीज में the reason I said that the job type becomes very, very different is because stakeholder management becomes 50-60% of your job, even though you are an SPM. Because there are too many moving parts for you to be able to launch, let's say, a calendar on Outlook. Microsoft की बात कर रहा हूँ. Can you imagine the number of teams with whom you will have to coordinate?
Yeah.
Meeting वाला team, ये वाला team, मतलब हजारों teams होंगे यार. So for you to be able to convince all of them, get all of them online, on the timeline, on your ideas, on your product, it requires extreme level of communication and effective communication. सिर्फ बोलने से तो नहीं होगा ना.
Correct.
So startups में this stakeholder management वाला skill becomes a lot lesser. Hardcore product management becomes more important.
Yeah.
But बड़े companies में the softer side of product management becomes more important.
Yeah.
And it's okay. There is nothing right or wrong. It is just the nature of the beast.
It's two different sides of
different sides. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How the role functions.
Yes, exactly. And the mistake that people do is that they are not aware of these changes before joining a company. And I would urge each and every one who gets into these companies to do some research and to understand how does this company function. Because even in larger companies, sometimes there are certain teams which work like a startup.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. One of my closest friends was one of the founding engineers of Microsoft Teams.
Okay.
So, and I have heard a lot about it. Microsoft Teams, when it started, it acted like a startup within Microsoft. They had to catch up with Slack,
Yeah.
and they did.
Slack, Zoom, हर चीज को competition
Exactly, like their primary goal was to catch up with Slack. They did it.
Yeah.
Now, if you are operating in a way or in the kind of pace that other teams in Microsoft, established teams in Microsoft are operating, let's say the way Azure is operating, the way
तब तो बिल्कुल नहीं.
Outlook is operating, तुम नहीं कर पाओगे ना.
Correct.
So team culture also makes a lot of difference sometimes. And I would definitely say कि हमेशा पता होना possible नहीं होता है. But you can at least try your best to understand कि जो team में मैं join करने वाला हूँ, how does that team operate? Because again, there is nothing right or wrong about any of these ways you operate. It is just that you need to be aware. The expectation has to be right. You cannot go to a startup and thinking कि मैं execution level details में नहीं घुसने वाला हूँ.
Yeah.
नहीं,
क्योंकि होता क्या है कि let's say you are searching for companies.
Yeah.
Right. आपने देखा अच्छा यहाँ पे एक Zoom कार में product manager में available है, Microsoft में available है. सबका JD सेम होता है, उसमें
सेम होता है.
सब 10-15 पॉइंट सेम छपे हुए हैं, लेकिन इंटरनली सबका फंक्शन अलग है. Somewhere the company wants you to be a very heavily data driven product manager. उनको सिर्फ तुमको चाहिए कि सिर्फ डेटा देखो. एक कोई कंपनी है जिनको चाहिए कि तुम AI के बारे में जानो, कोई कंपनी है कि तुमको B2C का नॉलेज ही नहीं होना चाहिए, तुमको B2B का नॉलेज होना चाहिए, किसी को SaaS का नॉलेज चाहिए, किसी को बड़ी कंपनी में फंक्शन करने का नॉलेज होना चाहिए. ऐसी भी कंपनीज देखिए जिनको who are like work in a सर्विस टाइप ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड देन जस्ट मैनेजिंग मल्टीपल, तो इनको एक प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर टाइप का बंदा चाहिए. तो वेरी स्कैटर्ड ऑल अलोंग.
Yes, absolutely yes. And that is where I think getting to know the type of the company becomes very important. और ये JD पढ़ के कभी समझ में नहीं आएगा. You have
बात ही करना पड़ेगा.
बात करना पड़ेगा. You have to figure out people, and maybe what I have observed so far from a lot of people as well. After you spend certain amount of time in the industry, तुमको पता होता है कि ऐसे टाइप के कंपनी में जाऊंगा ना,
अच्छा,
तो highly likely this is what I'm going to get. 80% of the times, 20% of the time, yes, but then there are enough, resources or enough places from which you actually can get to know. Do you know what is app called Blind?
Yeah, I know. Fishbowl kind of app.
Yeah.
उधर जाके लोग देख रहा था.
Yes.
There was a conversation going कि about some work-life balance. तो उसमें एक बंदा कमेंट कर रहा है कि at least you have I am in Amazon. ऐसे उसको चीजें देखने वाले यार.
But Amazon में भी I know people who have got great work-life balance.
Oh.
Amazon is such a big company, right?
Yeah.
Every team is different. I know people जिसको सोने का टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है, खाने का टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है, सुबह 8 बजे से रात को 12 बजे तक काम कर रहा है in product. And I know people बहुत बढ़िया लाइफ चल रहा है.
बढ़िया नहीं चल रहा मतलब कुछ काम नहीं करने का.
Not really.
Okay.
This balance thing that you just mentioned, right? This balance is there. काम है. But even if that person does 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m., it's good enough. Because maybe the team is that way. It's a mature team. And there is not a lot of hustle going on in the team. So it depends a lot in these kind of team kind of an environment, specific things. But largely on a company scale, people get to know that with 60, 70, 80% accuracy, if I go to this kind of a place, कि मुझे ये मिलने वाला है.
Right.
जैसे if you go to a product which has got too many moving parts, the level of stakeholder management and program management that you will have to do will be high. Some people like doing it, some people hate doing it. Doesn't matter. It is a requirement or necessity for that job. Yeah, we discussed something some time back. Product manager's job is to ensure it gets shipped in the right way in the shortest amount of time. Right?
Correct.
As a result of which, there are a bunch of things जो किसी के JD में ना लिखा नहीं होता है कि ये इसको करना है, ये उसको करना है. My mentor at Myntra had told me that if it is nobody's job, it is the product manager's job.
Yeah.
Because तुमने अगर वो नहीं किया, प्रोडक्ट शिप नहीं होगा. प्रोडक्ट शिप किसको करना है?
तुमको करना है.
Just do it.
Product manager. Yeah.
Whatever has to be done, just do it. And you know what it does? If you do it again and again and again, first of all, you get that high of shipping products.
Yeah.
The right kind of products, obviously. you also are able to create a lot of credibility in your name within the organization and within the ecosystem that you are operating in.
Right.
It matters a lot in the longer term. Aaj, let's say you are working with 50 people. Tomorrow, those 50 people will go to 50 different places.
Yeah.
If they know that, okay, if I need a great product manager to drive this team, it has to be Shivam, because Shivam ने ये चीज किया था. Shivam always ensured that product सही तरीके से, सही time पे, सही scope लेके ship हो. Your network, keeps increasing exponentially. This is how you build network, not by just going and talking to people. That's what I believe. Talking to people obviously helps. You need it. But just by talking to people, you are not able to establish your credibility.
Correct.
So, do great work. Network will increase automatically.
Yeah. Right. So, great sort of discussions. But one of the discussions that I remember we were having a while back, where you were telling कि जैसे quantify करना काम को.
Yeah.
Right? तो डेवलपर का क्वांटिफिकेशन हो गया कि कितने लाइन ऑफ कोड लिखे हैं, कितना उसने बग सॉल्व करे हैं. डिजाइनर का होगा कि उसने कितनी स्क्रीन सबमिट कर दी.
Yeah.
While प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर का है कि द थॉट प्रोसेस दे आर ऑपरेटिंग विद इट इज नॉट क्वांटिफाइबल. इट्स नॉट क्वांटिफाइबल. तो ले दे के लोग उसी पे आ जाते हैं कि कितने फीचर शिप किए हैं इसने, या फिर कितना रेवेन्यू बनाया है इसने इसके प्रोडक्ट ने, या इससे यूजर की कितनी ग्रोथ हुई है. हाउ डू यू एज अ हेड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. So I'm coming from a background of, let's say I'm speaking for those junior PMs out there, senior PMs out there, जिनका एक ऊपर का manager है who is working with the CEO to define the whole vision and roadmap define कर रहे हो. तो बहुत सारे, क्योंकि ये इतने मीम्स छोटे छोटे चलते रहते हैं. PM करता क्या है, खाली मीटिंग शेड्यूल करता है, एक्सेल शीट चलाता है.
I know.
So
funny. Yes.
It is funny, but at the end of the day, and then even then these people spend the whole day working, right? Which is a culmination of multiple different things. And you told me कि if the product is not getting shipped because of a reason, you are one of the reasons कि उसको करना पड़ेगा तुमको.
Yeah.
So how do you quantify your work as a PM? क्योंकि तुमको पता है कि मेरे को दिखाना पड़ेगा क्वार्टर के एंड में कि भाई ये हुआ है.
Yeah.
अगर मेरे को प्रमोशन लेने जाना है तो दिखाना पड़ेगा. अगर मेरे को नई जॉब लेके दिखाना है तो मेरे को ये अचीवमेंट हुआ था.
Yeah.
How do you quantify your work?
Sure.
As a PM to grow in the career?
Yeah, sure. Great question. The answer is not straightforward.
Okay.
At all. If you are able to quantify it because of the impact of the product, great. If you are there in that kind of a product role or charter, जहाँ पे impact दिखाना काफी straightforward है, of course you will grow. And I have been in those situations. I have also been in situations जहाँ पे impact दिखाना purely on the basis of numbers has been very difficult. I can tell you something. At the end of the day, human beings are irrational. So, not everybody thinks in the same way. Not everybody thinks on the same lines. For you to create your credibility as a product manager, first of all, you need to create your visibility. लोग बोलते हैं कि वो ये तो दिखावा करने के लिए काम करता है. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ दिखावा करने के लिए काम करो, बट तुमने काम भी कर दिया, दिखावा वाला पार्ट आया ही नहीं.
वो भी बेकार है.
मतलब बहुत ही बेकार है फिर तो.
I have seen people.
And there are people like that. मतलब मेरे को आके बोलते हैं अरे यार उतना काम किया था, देखो कि सबको जाके बता रहा है. मैंने उसको बोला तू क्यों नहीं बोल रहा है अपने काम के बारे में जाके. You have also done. Maybe you have done more than him. If you are not able to convince people that, oh, you are a great product manager because I have done these 5 things, it is not his mistake that he is talking about it. It is your mistake that you are not talking about yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes managers, or let's say managers or CPOs kind of people, they get to know about you because in some shape or form they just got to know about the feature or the kind of initiatives that you are working on. Great, तुमको पता चल गया. But do not take that chance or risk. One of the great things that a product manager can do is to write product release emails.
Okay.
It is something that लोग बोलते हैं कि ये तो करना ही चाहिए. करना तो obviously चाहिए. But the way you write those emails can be drastically different. Depending on what you are trying to achieve from that. It can be a formality. Oh, ये 4 फीचर था, ये 4 फीचर से ये इम्पैक्ट एस्टिमेटेड है, तो मैंने कर दिया, शिप हो गया. तुम्हारे मैनेजर ने बोल दिया ग्रेट जॉब, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस. इंजीनियरिंग मैनेजर ने बोल दिया कि ओ ग्रेट जॉब, मेरे टीम से ये 4 लोगों ने काम किया था, खत्म हो गया वहां पे.
Yeah.
First of all, what is the role of a product release email? Just think about it. Of course, people need to know that you have released the product. People also need to know that significant amount of thought process has gone in after which you decided to work on the product itself. Great product release emails have a 3 to 4 liner problem statement. मैंने बहुत बार लोगों को मिस करते हुए देखा है. ये 4 चीज हमने बना दिया. अरे क्यों बनाया है यार? प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट लिखो एज ए होल, उसके बाद ब्रेक डाउन करो उसको कि व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट सेट्स ऑफ यूजर्स गोइंग टू गेट इम्पैक्टेड because of you thinking on these lines.
Correct.
And now the solution that you have thought of, how you are taking care of all those different types of users. And something that you should also write in product release emails, which I have learned over time, is to call out something. What does this feature not do? Because product release emails are not supposed to go to only developers or PM leaders or your org leaders, right? It goes to a lot of people.
Yeah, customers के पास
भी कभी-कभी जाता है. Sometimes they read it and they are not able to understand कि इससे मेरा क्या होगा. But they want something that they want you to do. वो पूछेगा इससे ये हो रहा है क्या? Call out करो कि ये प्रोडक्ट से हम ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं कर रहे हैं. That call out वाला section is very important. Also, as a part of product release emails, what is the future looking like for that product? This kind of a flow does 3 things. It establishes the fact that तुमने problem statement के बारे में काफी deeply सोचा है.
Got it.
And you are closer to the problem statement rather than the solution. It also establishes the fact that तुमने different type के जो stakeholders है, customers है, सबके बारे में तुमने सोचा है. Your solution takes a balanced view of things. Solution के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत तो बोलना ही पड़ेगा. क्या इम्पैक्ट लाने वाला है, इवन दो क्वांटिटेटिवली और क्वालिटेटिवली थोड़ा बहुत तो बोलना ही पड़ेगा. समटाइम्स वी एज प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर्स टेंड टू मिस आउट ऑन राइटिंग द क्वालिटेटिव इम्पैक्ट ए प्रोडक्ट रिलीज कैन कम और ब्रिंग टू द टेबल. वो लिखना भी बहुत जरूरी है, बिकॉज प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट इज नॉट साइंस, इट्स अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ साइंस एंड आर्ट. इट्स अ क्राफ्ट, राइट? इट विल मेक योर लाइफ इजियर इफ यू बिल्ड अ प्रोडक्ट वेल ऑफ योर कस्टमर्स एसेंशियली. तो क्वांटिटेटिव एंड क्वालिटेटिव इम्पैक्ट दोनों लिखना जरूरी है. All out लिखना जरूरी है कि what is that release not taking care of and future scope क्या है. This kind of a product release emails, this kind of a structure creates a great deal of visibility for yourself. And another thing that can be brilliant value add, after you have released this product, after 1 month or 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks time of time, you are trying to see the goodness that the product has gotten into the table. तुमको मिला है कुछ अर्ली इंडिकेटर्स ऑफ द काइंड ऑफ इम्पैक्ट दैट इट इज ब्रिंगिंग ऑन. राइट ए फॉलो अप इन. हम लोग कभी कभी भूल जाते हैं, वो प्रोडक्ट फीचर शिफ्ट कर दिया था, वो चल रहा है, बढ़िया चल रहा है प्रोडक्ट, नेक्स्ट वाले के बारे में सोचते हैं. यार 3 महीने 4 महीने 6 महीने लगा के उस प्रोडक्ट को रिलीज किया था तुमने. इट शुड गिव यू अ लॉट ऑफ जॉय इफ इट इज डूइंग वेल, नो? एंड इक्वली इफ इट इज नॉट डूइंग वेल, इट्स अ फूड फॉर थॉट फॉर एवरीवन.
करेक्ट.
Irrespective of whether it is doing well or not doing well, write that follow-up email. Some people will write back negatively because not everybody wants to see that follow-up email, especially if things are not doing well.
Yeah.
Write it. जैसे हमने बात किया, visibility बढ़ाना है कंपनी के अंदर, trustworthiness और credibility भी बढ़ाना है ना. Without that, visibility is nothing. Product fail होंगे, सबको पता है. Once you have figured out the RC of why that product is not bringing on the kind of impact that it was supposed to bring on, it is not giving you the value, do that RC and tell people.
Yeah.
It teaches you, it teaches your executives, it teaches everybody that ऐसा mistake फिर से नहीं करना है. So this thing creates a lot of good impact. And secondly, ऊपर कैसे बढ़ना है? Go and talk to anyone, man. Open your mouth in meetings when people are asking, do you have any question?
Okay.
Please ask questions. Because we as product managers always have questions. हम लोग कभी सोचते हैं, पता नहीं, ये मैं पूछ लूंगा तो क्या सोचेंगे मेरे बारे में. As human beings, we think like that. it just gets translated into product managers also.
Hmm.
ठीक है, अलग से पूछ लूंगा. Ask questions. Trust me, people who are good leaders always appreciate people who ask good questions. And I know it's a cliched statement that no question is a dumb statement. It actually isn't. Question अगर तुम पूछ रहे हो, तुम्हारे दिमाग में कुछ तो चल रहा है ना.
Right.
तुमको आंसर नहीं है ना. तुमने अगर वैसे टाइप का सिचुएशन में इवन इफ देयर आर 100 पीपल सिटिंग, तुमने अगर क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा, वो चीज क्लैरिफाई नहीं होगा तुम्हारे दिमाग में. एंड हाईली लाइकली आई टेल यू व्हाट, द सेम क्वेश्चन वुड बी गोइंग ऑन इन समबडी एल्सेस माइंड एज वेल.
Yeah.
Clarified. It creates guts. It creates, it takes guts, to be able to ask questions freely.
Hmm.
But it also shows that you care. And you do care.
Hmm.
So talk to people, create that visibility of your own.
Hmm.
And even if you are an introverted kind of a person, become an extrovert at work.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So that will inculcate a kind of impression about you,
Hmm.
which you keep doing it over and over and over again over it.
Yeah.
2 साल 3 साल 4 साल kind of a period. It just increases your confidence to great heights.
Right.
And lets people know, okay, this is the guy.
Right. So key takeaways are ki over communicate karo and give some thought behind that over communication.
Yes.
Right. What you are doing, why are you trying to do that? How are you solving it?
Yeah.
What impact is it bringing in?
Yes. One last thing I'll add there, Shiv.
Yeah.
Sorry. As product manager, we need to talk to data science, developers, UX,
Hmm.
business,
Hmm.
legal, sales, marketing. When we are speaking with them about the same feature, same initiative, same problem statement, speak to them in their language, please.
Okay.
डेवलपर के साथ जो लैंग्वेज में बात करोगे, सेम लैंग्वेज अगर लीगल टीम के साथ जाके तुमने कर दिया,
Hmm.
मार्केटिंग टीम से जाके कर दिया, that communication simply will not have value.
Correct.
They will not be able to appreciate what you are actually trying to do. As product managers, we are supposed to be well-rounded, right?
Yeah.
We should be able to understand the pain points of all different kinds of stakeholders. So over communicate का मतलब ये नहीं कि same चीज जाके हर किसी को
हर किसी को बोल रहा हूँ. Yeah.
See,
Yeah, I've seen that in my personal experience. कि मैं तो while I was working as a PM, I had a very great empathy for tech owners, developers, right? तो मैं उनकी language में ज़्यादा speak बोलता था. In terms of APIs, in terms of इस environment पर release करेंगे,
Yeah.
in terms of हमने UAT कैसे किया, कितने test
Yeah.
cover किए. But marketing वाले अलग ही language बोल रहे हैं पूरी. They are talking in a very, they don't even know the nuances of the product that operates.
just
Just
to know.
yeah, they only know what value it brings in.
Correct.
And they're selling it.
Correct.
Right? अब मैं उनसे बोलूंगा तो मेरे दिमाग में बैठ जाता था कि कि I need to think technically as well for the
Correct.
problems that are coming in. So yes, I understand कि you have to be very open minded and have to communicate in their language. You can't just say कि
Yes.
अच्छा ये जो तुम बोल रहे हो इसका API ऐसे ऐसे बनाना पड़ेगा, इसका ऐसे वो ये सब करना पड़ेगा. You can't do that.
See, it becomes second nature
Hmm.
of you after a certain point of time.
Yeah.
But at least in the initial days of your career,
Hmm.
before going and speaking with people who are of different backgrounds, think about what you are going to speak.
Correct.
अपने दिमाग में एक स्क्रिप्ट बना लेना.
Hmm.
It helps. Preparation always helps. After a few years, you will easily be able to do it without, giving it a second thought.
Hmm.
Because it would come so naturally to you. You know exactly what kind of language, what kind of tonality,
Hmm.
what kind of, communication that you actually need to put through in that kind of a discussion.
Yeah.
But yeah, put in some effort. It does require effort.
Makes sense. A lot of points to be are covered there. What I want to zoom in
Yeah.
on another point is ki, so you have been personally in the whole consumer tech space for a while now. End consumers, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of. So my background has been totally different.
Yeah.
पूरा B2B.
Yeah, sure.
Businesses को बेच रहे हो. And it's very clear कि अगर तुमने उनको value दी in terms of, let's say you are saving dollar value for them or you are creating time value for them कि तुमने एक बंदा उनका replace कर दिया, उनको कम time लग रही चीजों में.
Yeah.
They're ready to give you money.
Yeah.
Right? But customers का ऐसा होता नहीं, उनको खुद नहीं पता कि उनको चाहिए क्या.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So you have to do some surveys, you have to talk to the users, you have to figure out कि कुछ क्या है users बोल रहे हैं, then you have to. So as a product manager who is trying to grow in the role of the whole consumer tech space, you can also cover how things change across industry in this. But what I want to know कि as a product manager, if I want to grow in this space कि मेरे को PM बनना है, फिर SPM बनना है, ताकि और ज्यादा लेवल पे मैं डिसीजंस ले पाऊँ, राइट? एग्जीक्यूशन कम हो, मेरा चार्टर बढ़े, डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर बढ़े, राइट? Maybe financial reasons as well.
Yeah, of course.
How do I navigate through that?
The most important thing is to understand psychology.
Okay.
As a B2B PM, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
Yeah.
Because I have done B2B PMing during my healthcare time.
Okay.
It was a solution that we were selling to doctors and hospitals and clinics.
Yeah.
They know what they want.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty clearly.
Yeah.
You might be giving them a better solution, but the end product, they know what they need. Correct? And that's great. यहाँ पे sometimes consumers know what they want, sometimes they do not know what they want. That is why understanding consumer/human psychology becomes extremely important. I have realized over a course of hundreds of user research interviews that I have been a part of, that many a times people are actually not saying what they want to say. Because वैसे टाइप की interviews में भी ना, they are trying to make themselves look better.
हमको सब आता है.
हमको सब आता है तो एक बात है, they are just trying to say things which stops me from judging them in a certain way. I'm not there to judge them, man. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand them so that I can build a product that they might potentially really fall in love with. उनको क्या लग रहा है कि ये एक stranger है, ये मेरे से बात कर रहा है. I need to create a good impression about me.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes they will say the truth. Sometimes they will not say the truth. Does not mean they're lying. They're just
modifying the statements around.
Superficially, they're modifying things. So if you go by those exact words of what they say, you are in trouble. When they are saying something, you need to be able to anticipate कि ये बंदे ने अगर ये बोला और बंदी ने अगर ये बोला तो क्यों बोला होगा ऐसा. And greatly, maybe not surprising, this also differs from generation to generation.
Yeah.
If you are interviewing a millennial, the kind of thought process that he or she will have while answering user research questions will be very different. The person will possibly be cutthroat.
Yeah.
If you are interviewing somebody who is, let's say, 50 plus, the way that they will talk will be very different. And if you are interviewing a Gen Z, you are a Gen Z?
Maybe someone in the middle.
Okay, in the middle. You are a Gen Z. So their thought process is very different. There is nothing right or wrong about anybody. It is just different. These are generation gaps. So when we are trying to analyze what are the takeaways of a particular set of interviews, you should be having all these, thought processes in your mind to be able to understand what were they thinking when they were telling you this, which is nothing but psychology. I would say to consumer PMs, read a lot of psychology books. Read books which are related to wars, like War Strategy.
War Strategy.
It tells you a lot about how people think.
Yeah.
There are brilliant books available in the market which are related to Second World War and First World War. Please do read them.
Yeah.
And it is an abstraction or a very zoomed out version of how a civilization is thinking.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Correct.
So you can use those learnings in your day-to-day job.
एक मीम देख रहा था मैं,
कौन सा?
उसमें ऐसे रिप्रेजेंटेशन था उसमें what if Apple built a iPhone just directly from their customer feedback जो उनको दे रहा है.
Exactly.
तो
Exactly.
उसमें दिखा रहा था कि this is our previous iPhone and the new iPhone looks like तो Steve Jobs is giving कि this welcome to Apple and there's a new iPhone, इसमें HDMI port है, VGA port है, इसमें बड़ा सा कैमरा लगा हुआ है.
Exactly.
Such a good visual representation of what if you just take the literally meaning of what the customer is trying to do.
Correct. You have to be able to abstract out the kind of information that you are getting.
Yeah.
And I think you said something a while back, data drivenness, right? I just have two things to say on those lines. Anybody can be a data driven product manager. Data driven product manager बनना ही नहीं है. You
Data driven मतलब you're getting bunch of
data देखो, उसके basis में decision लेते रहो.
हाँ.
What is the role of a product manager there? Anybody can do that. Data आया, Excel में तुमको उसको dump कर दिया, उससे कुछ चीजें निकाला, कोई भी analyst कर लेगा नहीं है. Your job is to understand or anticipate if a data or a bunch of data points are behaving in a certain way. Why is it behaving in that way? Again, understanding data by getting that psychological frame of mind into it, by overlaying that psychological thought process into it, is going to tell you why that data behaved in a certain way, and you will become data informed. Product managers are supposed to be data informed, not data driven. Anybody can be a data driven person. It does not really need any skill.
Right.
In today's day, ChatGPT कर लेगा ना सब कुछ. Excel अपलोड कर दो, एनालिसिस करके दे देगा. तुमको तो पहले फॉर्मूला लिखना पड़ता था, अभी तो वो भी नहीं लिखना पड़ता है. So, I mean, it is supremely democratized.
Yeah.
But understanding certain data points and going into the depth of it, okay, if a very small set of data is acting in a way which the other parts of the data points are not acting, please double click. Average मार दोगे तो सब निकल जाएगा वहां से. So that is a very important role of a data driven of a consumer product manager.
Yeah.
Who has a lot of data points available to him or her, but then analyzing and accessing those data points to give himself or herself the kind of thought process that would enable him or her to do something great in the product.
Yeah.
This is a process. This takes time.
Right. So while you're speaking of it, I'm remembering one of the instances that happened with me.
Okay.
एक बंदा है PM जो आके in my previous organization came and say कि ठीक है ये सारे features दे दो.
हाँ.
कितने कस्टमर ने रिक्वेस्ट किया वो दे दो. हम इस पे राइस फ्रेमवर्क लगा देते, प्रायोरिटाइज कर देते हैं.
अरे रे.
So and as soon as we did that,
yeah.
So this guy was a new PM. I have been a PM there for 2 years.
Yeah.
This list was a disaster. What I understand. So
I'm sure it was.
So ये data inform का criteria यहाँ पे कैसे? Do you believe in frameworks altogether? कि
no, of course I believe in frameworks. But उसको एकदम अंधे तरीके से अगर implement करना है, it never works. Because one framework has to be tweaked in multiple different ways for you to be able to use it. You might be tweaking a framework in a different way at your company, and I might be tweaking a framework in a different way in my company.
Yeah.
The greatest tragedy of that RISE framework is that वो जो impact वाला आता है ना, that impact is not one metric.
Yeah.
एक product feature का impact, let's say, is based on metric X. दूसरा product feature का impact is based on metric Y.
Correct.
तीसरे का is on metric Z. कैसे निकालोगे? It is brilliant if you can say that, okay, metrics X, Y, Z finally, transform themselves into metric A because of these kind of estimation. So वो अगर हुआ तो it is still fine.
कि मतलब मेरा let's say final goal है कि मेरे को लोगों को retain करना है.
हाँ, let's say something of that sort.
Something तो एक
parent. हाँ, एक parent metric
होना चाहिए.
Absolute L0 metric में तुमने अगर उसको transform किया, which sometimes is possible, sometimes is not possible, unfortunately, because PMing is a subjective craft at the end of the day.
Correct.
अगर possible है तो राइस फ्रेमवर्क जैसे चीजें काम कर सकता है. Else it's an utter recipe of disaster. Frameworks will give you some level of idea or direction for you to be able to take the right kind of decision. There will be a lot of subjectivity involved, which you will have to utilize. You will have to use your knowledge, the context, the background, the last problem statement, the last set of disasters which happened in the company. इससे लग रहा है impact लगा कि वो बहुत बढ़िया impact लाएगा, but ऐसा feature पहले बन चुका था 2 साल पहले, which fell flat on their faces because of customer segment thinking in a very different way. Let's say ये सब लगा के फाइनल प्रायोरिटाइजेशन कर पाए. It is never an exercise which is science or scientific completely. There is a lot of thought process and subjectivity and arts involved in it. That's how I would say it. But yeah, it is directional. It can give you some good direction frameworks.
Right. So yeah, basically where I was getting to it is कि अभी it has the whole PMing culture. So I am a product of that generation where PM schooling became very democratized and people started कुछ startup खुल रहे हैं जो सिर्फ PMing पढ़ाते हैं. You get me? तो जब मैंने start किया था, there were options कि भाई ये 2 लाख का PM course कर लो, then you will become a PM, right? Or the outcome of that after 2 years. So I, as a PM in the company, past company, I used to interview for APMs, PM interns. The outcome of that कि सबको बुकिश नॉलेज रट गई है एकदम. उन्होंने सबने 2-2 लाख रुपए 1 लाख रुपए देके बढ़िया से चेप लिए हैं कि भाई ये प्रायोरिटाइजेशन होती है, ये रीच होता है, ये इम्पैक्ट होता है, ये एफर्ट होता है. ठीक है. और पीएम ऐसे ये वाले यूएक्स को देखता है, ऐसे वायर फ्रेम बनाते हैं, उनको सब रटा गया है. लेकिन नेवर हैव दे एवर ट्राइड टू solve a certain kind of problem in their life. They've learned all the skills they need to do, but उससे कुछ practically कुछ किया नहीं है. And the result is disastrous. You interview every intern who has passed out from these colleges and they speak the same language. And as soon as they come on board, they're as better as a person who doesn't know anything. What is your...
I have a question.
Yeah.
If product management could have been taught as a specialization, why do you think these schools haven't done it?
Yeah.
Specializations in finance, in marketing, have been there in B schools in ages.
Correct.
B schools know it for a fact that product management has become a huge, profession. A lot of people go into product management straight from B schools.
Yeah.
Whether it's in India, Singapore, Europe, US, doesn't matter. Why is it not there as a specialization?
No idea.
It cannot be taught. That's my belief. Do those fundamentals matter? Of course it does. Are those courses bad? No, they are not. They are good. You need to know those things. It gets you, let's say, 1 or 2 steps in your journey. Okay, rather than starting from 0, you are starting from 0.01. It is not 1 or 2. I'm telling you, it is 0.01. Because product management as a whole is so practical in nature. That is why I think I count myself supremely fortunate that I learned it on the job.
Yeah.
कि ये होता है product management. Product management का definition भी as we discuss है different companies में different तरीके से होता है and all of it. If you are not able to learn it on the job, nothing will happen. अगर तुम्हारे दिमाग में ऐसा है ना कि मैंने तो ये कोर्स कर लिया, मेरे को प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट आता है,
okay,
it will not work out for you. Those courses give you some basic fundamentals. I have absolutely nothing against those courses. I have a lot of respect for people who are going through it because it takes time and effort to learn those things. Of course, you will do it. You need to do it. अकेले भी कर सकते हो.
But the thing is कि बहुत सारी companies expect भी करते हैं कि you should know before you're interviewing.
I know that it is wrong. बहुत सारे companies expect करते हैं that somebody that I am directly hiring from a college as a fresher after BTech will be able to work like a senior product manager.
Yeah.
Utter nonsense. They will not be able to do it without proper mentorship, without proper coaching, without proper time being spent by the product leaders at the company. Never works. It is just like a developer.
Yeah.
Why is this different? Is an SD1 supposed to work like a tech lead? No, right? It never works. That person learns over time.
Yeah.
Time and patience and a lot of care and respect for the craft. And given the level of subjectivity required to succeed, a whole lot of communication with people who actually know it. That's what it is. So, do those courses. It gives you some kind of a good background.
Yeah.
but they are never going to replace on-the-job learning for you. And I think the most important skill a product manager can practice rather than building products per se is improving their critical thinking skills and structured thinking skills. Human beings by default are not species who think structurally. कुछ आता है, हम कुछ सोचते रह जाते हैं, वो इसमें वो कर देंगे, उसमें वैसा कर देंगे, इससे वो हो जाएगा. But being able to think structurally, being or having that habit rather of using these brilliant tools which we have, right? Mind mapping tools, as we call them, the likes of Miro, Whimsical, things like that. Do it for your day-to-day things. It helps you break down a problem statement into certain smaller modules. It helps you think on one specific direction at a given point of time. It helps you abstract out the problem statements. It also enables you to zoom in when needed and zoom out when needed. Critical thinking and structured thinking, if these two things are there in a human being, that along with a lot of common sense, that person will be able to succeed as a product manager.
Yeah.
No course is going to replace these things. If these courses are actually teaching you how to think structurally and critically, I don't know about these courses, कि detail में क्या हो रहा है, then these courses are going to be helpful.
Got it.
If those things are not actually getting addressed, then these courses need to be rethought of. That's what I say.
Makes sense. Costs a lot. Yeah. So that was a lot of knowledge around how one person can grow into the role of PM, or even as a PM, even mature more. Covers a lot. Now I want to jump in a little more of your own niche segment of, you have worked in Myntra, Zoomcar. So uske thode questions the.
Okay.
So we'll talk about Myntra first. So it's a consumer tech product, right? As we spoke.
Yeah.
What kind of challenges, any personal challenges I want to know.
Yeah.
कि as a product manager, आपने कौन से problem solve किए?
Yeah.
ऐसा कोई instance जैसे, basically I want to know a story कि
Sure.
what problem statement was assigned? How did you approach it? Right? What were the challenges? Maybe internally, maybe you did the customers, maybe कोई भी like challenges हो सकता है, personal challenges हो सकता है. And how did it make you grow to the next step?
Yeah.
Right? If there you have one story, one each for maybe Zoomcar में तो अभी आप very recently आए हो.
Yeah.
But maybe Myntra is a better context, and maybe in Zoomcar if you're facing similar challenges.
Sure. Myntra, consumer tech company, yes.
Yeah.
But I was super fortunate to be one of the PMs who was kind of doing consumer tech as well as B2B within Myntra in my charter. Because I was doing pricing and promotions, as we discussed a while back. It has got 4 different aspects to it, the entire product. One, obviously, how a consumer interacts with the different pricing and promotional constructs. What kind of pricing am I doing for what kind of consumer cohort and all of it, which is an intelligence kind of a problem, AI kind of a problem. Second thing is, for each and everything that we did, there was a hardcore seller angle to it. Unless a seller understands these constructs, nothing goes live. Myntra is a marketplace. Myntra is not selling the products.
Yeah.
Sellers are selling the products via Myntra as a technology intermediary. So every product feature that I launched, not every, maybe 60-70% of the product features that I launched had a core seller wala angle associated with it. How do I communicate the right thing to the seller? How do I tell them that this is what I'm trying to do? How do I ensure the adoption of these features in the seller community itself? Because till the time they adopt, these features are not going to get percolated for the customers, end customers. So there was this consumer wala angle, there was this seller wala angle.
Correct.
Then there was this Myntra internal revenue team wala angle. The team which takes all the targets. अगले 5 दिन में इतना करोड़ बनाना है. अगले वाला, end of recent sale में मुझे इतना 1000 करोड़ बनाना है. So I was, I think, supremely fortunate in that way that I worked with some terrific individuals from the business teams. Starting from people who are executing day in, day out, to their leaders, to senior directors and VPs. And I had a very candid relationship with them. I asked them a lot of stupid questions. They never said no to answering any of those questions. Sometimes they took time to get back to me on WhatsApp, but they got back. So understanding how to solve this consumer tech as a धंधा kind of mentality कि इतना करोड़ लाना है मुझे, ठीक है, आज से 6 महीना बाद एक सेल चलेगा, उस सेल में मेरा प्लान है 1200 करोड़ करना है, उसके लिए मुझे क्या प्रोडक्ट कंस्ट्रक्ट चाहिए ये सोचो. That thinking backwards वाला point of view from a revenue standpoint, that was super important. When you ask for an example, right, I think that is what I would say. Myntra previously used to work for a long time in a very inventory-led kind of a model. Post the FDI regulations and those things which came into the play, Myntra had to move to a marketplace kind of a model. And also, marketplace model does not have that level of implication on your P&L. Inventory उतना तुमको होल्ड करना नहीं पड़ता है. So, creating that marketplace kind of a model from that being a stepchild in the initial days of Myntra, that in itself was a challenge. Not treating the seller community as a stepchild was a challenge. And driving this balance between understanding discount ज़्यादा दे दोगे तो consumer ऐसे ही खरीद लेगा, लेकिन growth नहीं होगा company का.
Correct.
From a margin point of view. Finding that sweet spot between generating consumer demand as well as making money. The margin, जिससे profitability आने वाला है बाद में, that was by far the biggest challenge. Because it is the duality of that charter, pricing and promotions, which got me interested the most.
Yeah.
ऐसा मैंने एक मान लो फीचर बना दिया जिसके लिए डिस्काउंट ही डिस्काउंट जा रहा है. अरे कोई भी खरीद लेगा ना 70, 60, 80% डिस्काउंट में.
What I feel is कि ये जो चार्टर था आपका, this was कि फीचर पता है कि करना क्या है. बेसिकली आपको एंड ऑफ द डे आपको यूजर को एक डिस्काउंट देना है.
करेक्ट.
बट द लॉजिक दैट गोज बिहाइंड वो किस प्रोडक्ट पे, किस हिसाब से, किस सेलर, कौन सी कैटेगरी पे, कौन से टाइम पे,
that was super important.
Yeah.
When are the times do you need to give complete freedom to the business teams? कि देखो फुल फ्लेजर कॉन्फ़िगरेबल बना दिया, कहीं भी कोई भी प्रोडक्ट में जो भी डिस्काउंट लगाना है लगा दो. When are the time जिस टाइम पे तुम उसको फ्रीडम नहीं दे रहे हो कि बोलो कि भाई obviously in tandem by taking these decisions, उनके साथ बात करके डिसीजन ले रहा हूँ मैं, blankly नहीं ले रहा हूँ डिसीजन कि these are the products जहाँ पे Myntra is competing with Ajio, let's say.
Yeah.
Hero products जो Ajio में बिकता है यहाँ पे बिकता है. Consumers will be checking both the places. So तुमको कुछ भी प्राइस नहीं लगाना है यहाँ पे. यहाँ पे मैं ऑटोमेटेड प्राइसिंग का सोल्यूशन बनाऊंगा. वन पार्ट ऑफ ऑटोमेटेड प्राइसिंग कि Ajio में अगर मूव हुआ, आई एम गोइंग टू क्रॉल दैट वेबसाइट कि Ajio में आज सुबह इतना डिस्काउंट हुआ था. सो फॉर दिस सेट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स कॉम्पिटिटिव प्राइसिंग रूल के हिसाब से इतना ही डिस्काउंट जाएगा. गिव देम, बाय देम आई मीन सेलर्स, गिव द सेलर्स दिस एज एन इनपुट ताकि वो लोग जल्द से जल्द उसको हाँ बोल पाए ताकि यही प्रोडक्ट लाइव जाए. थिंक अबाउट इट. प्रोडक्ट सेलर ने अगर लेट कर दिया अप्रूवल देने में, दैट मीन्स डिस्काउंट ऊपर नीचे हो गया. कैन यू क्रिएट एन ऑटोमेटेड रूल फॉर दैट सेलर कि फॉर दिस सेट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स आई नो आई एम कम्पीटिंग विद Ajio, कॉम्पिटिटिव प्राइसिंग रूल में हाँ बोल रहा हूं मैं. कैन यू डू इट? Making the sellers saying yes to this is a humongous challenge. It's not necessarily a product problem. It's a business problem and a whole lot of communication problem that product has to solve.
Yeah.
But all of these things, having that balance between consumers, the revenue teams, and the sellers, as well as the entire platform which drives all of these capabilities, that was by far the most challenging part of my job, and I thoroughly loved every second of it.
Yeah, and this was the first time you were ever experiencing this kind of process state.
Yes. When I joined Myntra, I was looking at only competitive pricing or competitive selection, which was kind of a product being built for the seller community as well as the internal revenue teams to understand के कौन सा टाइप का कपड़ा रखना है मेरे पास, प्राइसिंग में अगर कॉम्पिटिटिव होना है तो क्या करना है, things like that. That was a B2B solution again, right? I'm selling it to these businesses which are sellers or selling it to the Myntra internal business teams. Later, it enhanced into a role where I'm doing pricing, promotion, all of it while doing or while taking into account rather the competitive pricing part of it. Super challenging, super interesting, and many a times I was asked, okay, do you want to take up a different role in Myntra? I was like, absolutely no. I do not think any other role in Myntra is going to give me this level of satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because there were so many minute nuances for me to take care of, where too many moving parts. I personally like moving parts. It challenges me. So yeah, just loved every second.
And how did you track कि this was going well? ये production पे क्या होगा? Because that logic would have transformed into code and then deployed. So how did you track? Well, basically, what I'm trying to do is how did you quantify your growth?
Correct.
And then you might have got promoted, or you showed that you achieved a lot of metric.
What we spent a lot of time on, especially with my manager and my skill level manager, was in figuring out what are the 3 L0 metrics of my charter. We very initially realized that one L0 metric is not going to cut it. Because the nature of the problem statement is very different. मैं ये नहीं बोल सकता revenue है. Revenue तो बहुत सारी चीजों के लिए आ रहा है. So we defined 3 different L0 metrics. हम राइस फ्रेमवर्क के बारे में बात कर रहे थे ना. The impact, if it is happening in 3 different axes, कैसे prioritize कर लोगे?
Correct.
That is where subjectivity comes into the play. Your gut feeling comes into the play. तो 3 L0 metric के बारे में हमने सोचा था, बात किया था, and we aligned it to a CFO level. Because pricing and promotion धंधा वाला चार्टर है. CFO से अप्रूवल लेना पड़ता था कि this is what we are going to track. We had those conversations with the CFO. We had great conversations. And finally decided, okay, ये 3 level पे track करेंगे. And whatever feature that we are going to think of, finally L1, L2, L3 level में कुछ भी metric आ सकता है. We should be able to transform these things into one of these 3 L0 metrics. Accordingly, we were able to
track,
quantify the impact.
Define tracking.
Some things fell flat on their faces, which happens in all product companies, for all product managers. Anybody who says otherwise is lying. So, but some things work brilliantly well. And yeah, I think the overall team and the culture that I experienced there was supremely collaborative, supportive, and highly competitive as well. कि करना है.
Yeah, sounds amazing. क्योंकि when I was primarily looking at these companies, e-commerce platform, उस time पे, and I'm talking from a consumer point of view, मेरे को दिखता था Myntra में अंतर. You get me as a product.
अंतर है.
Amazon maybe not, Flipkart maybe not, but Myntra का मुझे लगता था कि I could know. I knew why I'm coming on this platform.
Yeah.
I know what I have to search for because the visibility was so great, right? And then the pura community-driven part of Myntra was amazing. Influencers are coming in, right? And they're creating out their own.
They were the first ones who thought on those lines. I mean, I was not a part of that product. They needed some help from pricing and promotions to get some of the influencer coupons and things like that rolling. But yeah, I mean, many occasions Myntra has been the industry leader. And we felt good that way. We wanted to do things that others have not tried. That freedom to failure was there.
Right.
Try out karo. And one thing that I would say that, okay, freedom to failure तब काम करता है company में when everybody knows what is it that you are trying to achieve. उसके बाद fail हो गया तो fail हो गया ना, कोई बात नहीं.
Correct.
It's okay. Like,
learning happens.
Yeah, it happens, right? I mean, you will see something in Myntra, for example, open-ended exchange. I don't think it is available at any other e-commerce companies. You buy a t-shirt, let's say, and if you are trying to get a refund, rather than getting a different size of it, which may or may not be available, that money gets credited to your Myntra account and you are able to get any other product from the platform. किसी दूसरे के पास नहीं है ये. You are exchanging one product for a different product. Open-ended exchange as a result. It required a lot of time and thought process for us to roll out these products. But yeah, industry leading again.
Yeah, and खासकर इंडियन यूजर्स के लिए काफी अच्छा सॉल्व.
Exactly.
उससे याद आया कि एक्सचेंज से याद आया कि there's a very curious question. तो Myntra में there are people who buy shirts, pants, कुछ कुर्ते हो गए खरीद के ट्राई करके शादी में फंक्शन में जाके पहन के तीसरे दिन वापस कर दिया. Right.
Sure.
It gives you that kind of flexibility.
Sure.
Right. What goes behind Myntra in these kind of
things? I'll tell you. Overall, if I zoom out of this, it's a returns problem, right?
Okay.
It is not really कि पहन के वापस दिया कि नहीं वापस. It's a returns problem. E-commerce में over the course of last 5 to 7 years or 6 years, it has become accepted that in fashion, 30 to 35% of the products are going to be returned. It is accepted. It happens in all companies.
And so in back of your mind, you knew this problem was about to come if we launched.
If we launch exchange returns,
Yeah,
without returns, can you run a fashion e-commerce company? No.
maybe. No,
You can't. You will not succeed.
in India.
You will not succeed anywhere.
Okay.
It is supremely subjective
Okay.
because size and fit differs based on fabric type.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Tommy Hilfiger का M size का t-shirt might be feeling great for you.
Hmm.
For a particular fabric, for a different fabric, it will not mean
Yeah.
great for you.
Makes sense.
Potentially more. So, size and fit is a global problem in fashion everywhere.
Hmm.
When it comes to e-commerce, it becomes a bigger problem because you are not wearing it. Trial room का फंडा नहीं है.
Hmm.
You are just buying it.
Buying it.
So without returns, fashion e-commerce does not work. So you have to give this feature to the users. Can you optimize that number below 30-35%? Of course you can.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how much it can be done. Open-ended exchange, जो थोड़ी देर पहले हमने बात किया, where you are able to return that product and
Also one of the solves.
return. It is one of the solves.
Yeah.
But the overall thing that you said in the problem statement in the question is that लोग पहन के वापस कर देते हैं. What happens, right? See, there are strict QC methods that are implemented in the warehouses.
Hmm.
You need to have the level of the product intact and the product cannot be damaged.
Mm-hmm.
वो जो बंदा वापस लेके जाता है आइटम, वो जाके वेयरहाउस में देता है, वेयरहाउस में चेक होता है
Okay.
कि प्रोडक्ट का QC होता है जब डैमेज तो नहीं है. तुमने अगर एक बार शादी में पहन के कुर्ता वापस दिया है, आइटम इंटैक्ट है, कुछ नहीं हुआ है प्रोडक्ट में, एंड लेट्स से द लेबल इज आल्सो इंटैक्ट, वो वापस चला जाएगा कंपनी में, कुछ कर नहीं सकते इसका.
अच्छा.
इट इज जस्ट ए पार्ट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट विच यू कैनॉट रियली सॉल्व.
Hmm.
बट रिटर्न जाने के बाद होता है क्या, प्रोडक्ट प्रॉपर तरीके से वॉश होता है.
Yeah.
Washing, ironing, everything happens, and then after a certain amount of processes are done, QC checks होते हैं, then the product is relisted to be sold on the platform. The amount of time it takes from one return for the product to be available to be sold on the platform again is anything between 3 to 4 weeks.
Hmm.
There are some significant amount of steps which take place between those times.
Got it.
So it is just a part of the fashion e-commerce problem.
Yeah, not a product problem, but as
It's not a product problem at all.
another discussion actually I
Yeah,
have. But
sure.
so Myntra, it's providing as an intermediate platform
Yeah.
to customers से sellers
Yeah.
connect करना.
Yeah.
But fashion is a very time heavy industry, right? कि
Yeah.
आज जो चल रही है चीज कल को दूसरी चीज चलेगी.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
How मतलब there are numerous things that Myntra it can potentially predict what is going to be the next fashion.
I worked on it.
Okay. And how does that work?
Predicting fashion is a problem statement all fashion tech companies do globally.
क्योंकि what I think is जैसे Zudio Apple है अभी.
Yeah.
They work on the same problem statement. जो चल रहा है Zara में चल रहा है उसका same copy बना के जल्दी जल्दी ship कर दिया और लोग खरीद रहे हैं.
Correct.
Right? Fast fashion.
Fast fashion.
Right? तो इतना ज़्यादा you can eventually how I can think in warehouses takes a lot of space. You have to pay rent.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of cost
Sure.
for your company. So if you can stock based on the data.
Yes. Zara does that.
Uh-huh.
The way the intelligence works is different in different companies, obviously. Zara is not a tech company. I do not know what kind of tech solutions that they use. I don't know. Zara is a company which has become, somebody who sets the tone. Obviously, they need to understand कुछ बिकेगा कि नहीं बिकेगा. ऐसा अगर बनाते रहे चीज जो कभी बिक ही नहीं रहा है, टोन सेट करके क्या होगा? But when you become that, कि Zara जो बनाएगा लोग खरीदेंगे, then तुमको प्रेडिक्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं. You are setting the tone for others to copy. Zudio वाला जो तुमने बोला, ठीक है? Myntra has fast fashion brands of its own. The biggest fast fashion company in the world is Shein.
Shein.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a proper tech company. The fundamental based on which Shein works is to understand कौन सा डिजाइन बनाऊं, कितना बनाऊं. Obviously, they have nailed the entire Chinese manufacturing ecosystem. Of course, that is there, without which nothing works. But क्या बनाना है, उसके लिए इंटेलिजेंस चाहिए. I would urge you to read this article called The TikTok of Fashion,
Shane.
which is Shein.
Okay.
So the level of analysis, intelligence, AI that they use to understand कौन सा वाला product बनाना है is just insane. And we worked on it to a certain degree at Myntra as well
Mm-hmm.
for our own set of brands that we had,
Mm.
where we were trying to understand के कौन से type के fashion trends actually trending बनने वाला है.
Mm.
Because trends 3 type के होते हैं.
Mm.
Something that is forever trending for your
Mm.
white shirts and blue jeans. हमेशा बिकेगा.
Yeah.
बट वहां से इंक्रीमेंटल एक्सेसिव रेवेन्यूज नहीं आते हैं कभी भी.
Mm.
समथिंग गोज comes like a fad and then goes away.
Mm. Oversized t-shirts, oversized bag.
I do not know whether it's a fad or not. It may come back later in fashion as well.
Yeah.
And then there are some things which are recurring trends. For example, your bell bottoms.
Mm.
It is coming back again. Over a course of time from the 60s, it has been in trend sometimes. It has gone out of trend. It has come back in trend.
Mm.
Right now, oversize का example दिया तुमने, crop tops का example is another great example. I do not know whether they are here to become a core trend or not, जो हमेशा trending में रहेगा या फिर it will just become a fad and go away. I have got no idea. But figuring out what is it that is actually going to become a trend for you, from which you will be able to drive that insane amount of revenue, is a core data science problem. We worked on it at Myntra to a certain level. Shein has absolutely nailed it.
Mm.
And for you to be able to succeed in fashion, you need to nail it. In fast fashion, obviously. So, because it is not only about कि कौन सा वाला डिजाइन बनाना है, but उसका कितना बनाना है.
Oh, number as
Because the way you said, right, कि इन्वेंट्री में warehouse में अगर 1000 आइटम्स पड़ा है जो बिक ही नहीं रहा है, क्या करोगे उसको लेके?
correct.
So that is why fashion में there is this funda called test and scale, which Shein has got into the market. 100 आइटम बनाओ,
Mm.
देखो whether ये चल रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा है. उसके बाद based on certain amount of interactions people are having with those products, decide whether to actually scale it or not from that testing wala phase.
Damn.
Yes, and it is like, near real time fashion. The issue is if your supply chain takes a lot of time, by the time तुम बाकी कपड़ा बनाओगे, this might already go out of trend.
Yeah.
That is why your supply chain has to be so much in tune and needs to be so fast that the moment you decide to scale it, it actually gets scaled. See, fashion में एक चीज है. Fashion में ना, you don't need to deliver a product in 2 days. I know e-commerce companies, even Myntra, including Myntra, have tried to optimize for it. It has its own need state.
Mm.
Shein is extremely popular in Europe and US. Its delivery time is 4 weeks. Because सब कुछ चाइना में बनता है, उधर शिप होता है. बट वेदर ये प्रोडक्ट अवेलेबल है कि नहीं है इन्वेंट्री में, वेदर एम साइज का तुमको एक टॉप चाहिए किसी को, वो अवेलेबल है कि नहीं है, दैट हैज टू बी इन सिंक के बन रहा है कि नहीं बन रहा है. दैट इज वाई द प्रोडक्ट आइडिएशन टू प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस, द टाइम फ्रेम हैज टू बी कट डाउन. Shein has cut it down to 5 days. From the time a product is ideated or from the time you decide to scale a product, manufacturing is complete within 5 to 7 days.
Damn. And post that you're shipping.
And yeah, post that you ship, obviously. That is different. So that is why this problem in fashion will always be there. See, inventory हमेशा extra रहेगा. ठीक है? You cannot solve it completely.
No.
But how much can you optimize for it? From which you can optimize so many different metrics of yours as a company. That is what makes sense. That is where technology-led fashion is where things are going to. And yeah, I mean, the more AI advances, the more analytics as a function advances,
Yeah.
these things are going to just get better and better.
Amazing. Or I had some questions about Zoomcar as well. Though,
Okay.
any challenges you face in Zoomcar?
Yeah, sure. Bunch of challenges, not any. A whole set of challenges. As we were discussing some time back, that India right now, even in its current state, is a low trust society. So for somebody to list their car as a host, while fully knowing कि कोई दूसरा बंदा लेके आके मेरा गाड़ी लेके जाएगा, that ecosystem is not present. So the biggest challenge that our team is trying to solve right now is to have a good number of quality hosts available. तुमने यार क्वालिटी सप्लाई सॉल्व कर दिया. क्वालिटी सप्लाई का डेफिनेशन डिफरेंट तरीके से सोचा जा सकता है. द कार हैज टू बी गुड, इट हैज टू बी इन ग्रेट कंडीशन. द communication between the host and the guest has to be great.
Right.
The host actually needs to fulfill the booking and all of it mila jula ke. If quality supply can be solved, demand can slowly be built on top of it. So that is the biggest problem that we are trying to solve right now. How to ensure that we have a great set of quality cars available from a good set of quality hosts who are looking at Zoomcar as a proper entrepreneurial thing rather than just another side thing. Because just another side thing होगा ना, then you will not make your car available for a long amount of time. 2 दिन के लिए तुमने available कर दिया, फिर तुमको कुछ जरूरत है खुद का, तो तुम गाड़ी लेके निकल गए. That means the number of available cars on my platform goes down. But if you are looking at it like an entrepreneurial venture, कि मैंने गाड़ी लेके पूरा महीने के लिए डाल दिया, इतना पैसा मेरे पास आने वाला है, right? So even if you are taking a loan, let's say, तुमने second hand गाड़ी डाल दिया, लोन चुकाने के बाद भी let's say you are able to earn 20, 25, 30K on that car. That's a proper income that you are generating for yourself, right?
Yeah. Does Zoomcar don't want that kind of a car?
Yes, that is exactly what we want. That is exactly what
पूरा
we want.
Airbnb type.
Yeah, proper. I mean, psychologically, yes, completely in an Airbnb.
कि आपका asset का cost छोटा है, आप earn भी उस.
You are able to earn significantly more than you are having to spend.
Yeah.
So, and keep adding more and more and more and more and more cars. So yeah, that is the supply side वाला problem. But demand side में भी I will say something. Obviously, it is not that demand में कोई issue नहीं है. Because even today in India में car rental वाला thing बगल वाला दुकान से ही चलता है.
हाँ.
और
Zoomcar वगैरह तो mainly metro cities.
Yeah,
4-5 cities.
Exactly. So scaling that demand wala thing, which is a proper awareness kind of a problem, is a problem statement that we are also trying to solve. But without solving for supply, I cannot solve for demand. No.
Correct.
If demand is coming, supply has to be there.
Right.
So supply has to go slightly ahead of solving the demand problem. So that is how we are looking at this. But yeah, very interesting problem statement for sure. I would say very early days in this overall ecosystem. Yeah, it's a lot of challenge and sometimes we just do not know क्या गलती कर दिया product में या फिर कोई initiative में. And speaking with a lot of hosts who actually have 3, 4, 5, 10 cars available on Zoomcar as platform is helping us. And I'll tell you something, there are hosts जिन्होंने अपना पूरा fleet Zoomcar में लगा के रखा है. 20 गाड़ी है उनका Zoomcar में, 25 गाड़ी है, 40 गाड़ी है. Zoomcar के थ्रू पूरा धंधा चला रहा है वो.
अच्छा.
We need more people like that. Simple as that. If we need more people, see, the thing is this. If you are doing this professionally, the quality that you are providing rather goes up exponentially, right?
Yeah, correct.
तुम इसको
You know all the steps that you need to go through.
Because you know your earnings is corely dependent on this. So you will keep your car in top-notch condition. You will speak with guests very, very professionally. Of course, some guests also screw up time to time by दारू पी के आ गए गाड़ी लेके नहीं दोगे गाड़ी ना, तो ये सब रहेगा. But those are edge cases. But as a host, the more professionally you take it, the more entrepreneurial you are in your thought process, that you are building a venture of your own, the better it is as an ecosystem, the better it is for the overall car rental ecosystem as well as for Zoomcar.
Got it.
These are very interesting times overall, I think, in the ecosystem. But I think the more the GDP per capita increases of our country, the more the country becomes high trust, the more this kind of a model is able to scale.
Yeah.
Because very similar model is doing brilliantly well in the US. The name of the company is Turo. Turo.
Okay.
I think it's there in Canada as well. But they have scaled this model very, very well. And very high trust society, right?
Yeah.
So people do these things without having a second thought. So जाने में time लगेगा वैसा type का ecosystem में. But yeah.
तो Zoomcar का primary market is India or?
Primary is India, but we are also there in Egypt and Indonesia as well.
Okay. Zoomcar, I think it's listed on Nasdaq, right?
Yeah, it is listed on Nasdaq.
Amazing. I hope you have an amazing journey. Zoomcar solving for the problem statements.
Yes. A lot of tough times, challenging times, but yes, we're trying.
Right. So any closing notes you have for the podcast?
No, I think no closing notes. I think I had a great time. Thanks a lot for inviting me. And yeah, hopefully people will be able to take value out of this.
Definitely. This podcast, I feel, is a must watch for anyone who's trying to navigate into so many bits and pieces we covered. We didn't just cover कि भाई तुमको promotion कैसे चाहिए, तुमको अपने manager को कैसे वो करना है, या फिर you get me. we have covered the core principles of how a PM should work in a very different kind of conversation. लोग बनाते हैं 50 वीडियोस कि भाई PM क्रैक करना है तो ये फ्रेमवर्क जान लो, ये वीडियोस देख लो, ऐसे ऐसे डेक्स बना लो, बट
वो सब तो करना ही है.
वो सब
They are
तो
just
करना
like
ही
the absolute basics. We discussed that it takes you from 0 to 0.1.
exactly.
Forget about 1. For you to become a great PM, at least you have to become 8.5, 9 out of 10.
Sure. Thank you so much for coming, Sir.